You're listening to Mark of the Maker. Hey everybody, I'm Mark Steiner and you're listening to Mark of the Maker. This is episode 80 of Mark of the Maker, and we're going to do a picks episode this time. People seem to really enjoy the picks episodes. I don't know why, but it's a fun one. We always have a good time doing them. We'll get into those details in a minute. We have our full and usual crew here. We have three knife maker friends that are friends of mine for a long, long time. We have Mr. Michael Birch.
I am here.
And we have Mr. Tom Crine.
Hey, guys.
And we have Mr. Sean Kendrick.
Hey, hey.
You know, I said this in the Stout Part 2, but we have known each other a long time. Seems like a long time.
That's true. Yeah.
North of 10 years?
Yeah, at least.
Jeez.
I know Michael more than that.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. All right, so that's why occasionally we'll throw a little inside dig around or whatever. Because that's what longtime friends do. That's what love looks like.
Hell yeah.
All right, so let's kind of take care of some business here. Tom, you want to thank our sponsor?
Yeah, this is a shout out to George at American Metal Exchange. If you guys are needing knife making materials, especially titanium, zirc, some of the more exotic stuff, give George a try. He's really good, ships fast, prices are good. American Metal Exchange. Sorry about that. amxinc.com.
Try saying American Metal Exchange again.
I don't know if I can. American Metal Exchange.
There you go.
amxinc.com.
That's amxinc.com.
Beautiful, beautiful. I do like American Medical Exchange. Also, we've talked about that before. I'm going to have to register that domain name just in case George tries to expand his business.
Without hooking us up.
Yeah, exactly. Right, in case he does medical exchanges without including us in the loop.
Titanium bedpans, man.
Yeah, what do you think they make all those implants and shit out of? Titanium.
That's true.
George could be instead of just prowling the aerospace scrapyard, he could be over there at the hospital and stuff, out back digging through the dumpster.
He already is.
Where do you think that stuff comes from?
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do a picks episode. Tom, we got a new thing we're trying. We're having a lead for each episode. So Tom is the lead on this episode, and this is right up his alley. Why don't you explain what this one is, Tom?
Yeah, this one I think is going to be a lot of fun. Basically, I have a lot of fun with the picks. You know, the scenarios that go through my mind. It's kind of how I make knives. It's kind of how I live life. You know, reading gun magazines as a kid and just kind of imagining different scenarios that I would need different stuff for. So, came up with an idea for a picks episode, and we're going to do spring camping. And basically the way it's going to go is we each had to pick a different location. That way we don't obviously pick the same thing, which I doubt we would, because it's interesting. We all like knives and guns, but we all kind of go different directions, which is what makes this so fun. But the idea is to pick a place that we have or haven't gone that we would like to go, and then pick something for your pocket, like a pocket knife or a super tool or something like that. So one for your pocket, one for your belt, one for your pack, a firearm, and some miscellaneous gear. So I'm sure we'll cheat, and we'll all have more than one for each of these, and it'll be a lot of fun.
We always cheat. That's the beauty of it.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
Yeah.
And who doesn't want to have more gear?
More gear is fun. Until you got to carry it, more gear is awesome.
That is 100% true. I about killed myself on this last pack trip.
Right.
For some reason, I just ended up bringing everything for everyone, like the bear canister. I was carrying that, and yeah, I was in the worst shape of anyone, and I was carrying the most weight of anyone, which is a bad combination.
They saw you coming, pal.
Oh, yeah.
That's what that tells me. Oh, that's funny. Well, cool. Camping pics. I guess it doesn't. For some reason, I had it in my head that you're backpacking on this trip. Doesn't have to be backpacking though. Birch's been looking at a camper. He probably has his camping pic probably involves some kind of huge fifth wheel or motorhome.
Michael took an interesting direction on this. I think he's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It went weird on us.
Well, it is different, but honestly, when you mentioned it, I was like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think we're going to have fun. Mark, you want to kind of lead out on this and tell us who to go, or you want me to do that, or what?
Yeah, let's, we're going to do location first. Is that what we're going to do?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, so let's do this order. We'll do Mark, Michael, Tom, and Sean. That way everybody knows who's coming next. You don't mind going last, Sean?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Sean likes
But
to
thanks
have...
for asking. I appreciate it.
I mean, he usually goes first. So,
sad.
I mean, it's a nice switch up.
That's the list that
He's number one.
He's number one. There you go.
With the middle finger.
I was going to say Sean likes to have the trump card at the end. Sometimes it's good to go last.
Oh, yeah.
I'll do back cleanup.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to look at the list you guys sent me for this, so I'll be surprised.
No?
Nah. There was no real overlap. It was pretty cool.
So let's talk about that. People might not know. So when we do these picks episodes, oftentimes, I'm going to say almost every time, right? Not every time, but most times,
yeah.
we kind of clear it ahead of time. So one guy volunteers to be the collector of information, and then everybody else sends that person their picks. And if something gets double dipped, then we say, sorry, bro, go pick something else in this category. And that way we're not talking about all four of us talking about the same stuff. In the end, we don't really overlap that much. It's maybe one item on each pick show. Somebody had to go back and pick a second thing, but.
Yeah, and I will say, there was some similar stuff because there's going to be overlap, with tools and stuff like that.
Yep.
But there was no exact pick, so I think we're good.
All right.
And there's going to be, once again, we have to put this caveat out there that, there's some very obvious type of ones that we could have picked for some of these, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
But we kind of try to stay away from things we've done before. Now, some of them, there is no better alternative. It's the best because of that.
It's very true.
So we try not to bore you with the same stuff over and over. We try to make it kind of fun and different.
Well, and that's what kind of makes it hard too, because for me, the obvious picks were stuff we'd already talked about.
Exactly.
So I dug deep and found some stuff that every one of us dug deep and found some stuff that was a little different, very cool.
I expect so. Yeah. That's the funny part about, we had a no retread rule when we do these picks episodes, right? You're not supposed to go back and pick something that we've spent 15 minutes talking about in a previous episode. So if listeners come to this without having listened to our previous picks on various categories, you're going to say, oh, well, why didn't you pick such and such, multi-tool or whatever? Okay, well, because we probably picked it during a Christmas picks episode or, right, holiday picks or, some other goofy picks episode we did.
Well, and we have been doing this for 4 years, so if I try not to, but I don't remember everything.
There you go. It is our 5th season after all, right? We got a bunch of episodes. Episode 80. So weird. Doesn't seem like that long.
No, it don't, man. I was thinking about that the other day. It has just flown by. It does not feel like we've been doing it this long.
No.
Seemed like just yesterday we were talking about this in New York.
Exactly. Right. Sitting out in the chairs outside the show in Jersey talking about, hey, Tom, you want to do this crazy podcast idea with us? Yeah. Weird. Okay. Let's get started. So location. I debated on this one. I thought, okay, it's wintertime. I live in Michigan. Maybe I'd do some kind of cold weather thing. And that could have been really cool on its own too, but it also sounds kind of miserable. So I'm like, okay, I'm not doing cold. So I picked, let me get you a picture here. It's probably my favorite place in the world, and that is the island of Kauai in Hawaii.
Oh, nice.
And I just sent you guys a picture of the spot where the trail begins.
That's beautiful.
Believe it or not. This is up on the north shore of Kauai. And I'm going to get all these Hawaiian names wrong, so apologize to my bros on the island, but I'm going to get these names wrong. I'm terrible at pronouncing them. So this is on the north, very, very end of the North Shore. If you're on Kauai, there's a ring road that goes around the outside, and it goes from about 12 o'clock on the island in the clockwise direction over to about between 8 or 9 o'clock, maybe 9 o'clock. And then the rest of the perimeter of the island are these huge cliffs. And that's what you can see off to the left in the distance in that photo are the cliffs that start. This part is like very much wilderness and huge cliffs. And there's some hiking trails that actually depart right off the end of that beach in the picture. And you can head up into that area and camp and stuff, hike and camp.
Wow.
And we've talked about doing that. We only went a little ways into that trail in the past, but it's called the Nepali Coast, that kind of 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock section of Kauai along the northwest edge. And it's stunning. When you see all kinds of crazy pictures of massive waterfalls on these giant cliffs with the ocean in the foreground, most of those kind of pictures are from that spot. They call Kauai the Garden Island because it's this super lush place everywhere. Spring's not the super best time because it's a little on the rainy side. And in that part of Kauai, it rains a lot. So very wet, but it's also visually stunning. We've driven up both ends. We stayed one time that we were there on that in the North Shore area, very close to that little park that I have in the picture where that photo was taken. I took almost that exact same sunset picture when we were there. It's just absolutely stunning. And then around the other end, a friend of ours named Dave, who goes by Rotorhead on the USN, he did some work around he used to work on that island around the very far edge at about 9 o'clock. It gets very arid there, very dry, and there's a huge, long beach that runs up to the end of that road. And a park that's there that's really cool with gorgeous beach, basically as far as you can see at the south. And to the north, the beach runs and then smack right into these giant cliffs that seem to shoot straight out of the ocean. Both a little bit remote, but just gorgeous, gorgeous place. So anyway, long story about where I'm going on my camping trip.
I actually just sent Dave a knife last week.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Awesome.
He's a good dude.
Oh, very.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Kauai, that's where I'm going, man. It's gorgeous.
Sounds like a good choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to take some snorkel gear on this trip.
Yeah, man. I'm going to kick on the beach when I'm done camping. I'm telling you that right now. It's beautiful. Yeah. All right. So that's, I'm going to Hawaii, the lush beauty of the Garden Island. So who's next? Michael, tell us about your interesting pick, Michael, for your location.
I went back and forth a lot. I was thinking about fun places to go. I thought about, Pacific Northwest. I figured those would be picked. I thought about overlanding quite a bit. And even looked up a bunch of pics for that. But, because I always thought that would be kind of fun to do. You take your truck, you go out, but I wanted to do like a Joshua Tree type of area.
Yeah.
And I was looking up gun regulations too out there, and you find this kind of weird people who find camping spots that you can't camp, and there's a lot of areas you can camp that as long as you're like a mile away from it, there's a lot of kind of interesting rules for camping. But I'd like to go out there sometime just to, they say that the sky's so bright, it's so, gorgeous to kind of check stuff out at night. Get kind of weird out there.
It's like 4K HDR sky there. It's fantastic.
Yeah, but I don't know. The pics didn't go with it. So then I was thinking of like urban exploration.
Yeah. And
then I got even weirder, and I was thinking, what about the catacombs? What about something? I'm gonna have to tell you, this is a little illegal, but in France, there's explorers and people that hike and camp down in the catacombs.
Wow.
There's different like secret places to get to them. There's like supposedly 1.5 mile of a tour type of thing that you can do and that's where you see like the skulls and stuff, and the very kind of macabre looking tour stuff. But there's supposedly about 200 miles of it crisscrossing down there. And it goes through some old sewers. It goes through old areas like that. There's some similar stuff in New York City. I also considered like the abandoned city in Japan, Hashima Island, where they did Skyfall.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
seen a Skyfall there. Once again, you can tour and see some areas, but it's so run down. So you get my gist. I think I'm technically going to stick with the Paris catacomb stuff, but I was thinking dangerous, different. You need to be on the go, and you need to be traveling light and safely. So
Yeah,
that's
very
how I arrived on mine.
Yeah, I'll be interested to hear how that unfolds. That does sound interesting. Did you consider the whole crazy underworld of Las Vegas thing where everybody lives down under the ground?
I didn't get that far. I had to do some work.
Sadly.
I got a little lost on Joshua Tree there. I was like, I mean, then I started thinking of like real vacation stuff. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
let me just add $10,000 to my truck and let's do this.
Right.
The whole catacombs thing is really, really kind of creepy too.
Oh, just watch As Above, So Below, and you'll get super
dude.
excited about it.
Yeah. Yeah. You're camping in the underworld. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Very dark, Michael. Very dark.
Yeah. So emo.
Yeah, it's like the opposite of me.
I think it's more goth than emo. Potato, is it?
Right. Yeah. Mine, I'm like out there throwing the shaka and wearing board shorts, and you're potentially getting eaten by chuds.
Yeah. People.
Nice way to throw the chud out there, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's some 80s gold right there.
I knew Sean would not be able to pass up mentioning the chud.
What did it stand for?
Cannibalistic humanoid underground dwellers.
Yes.
Thank you, Sean.
I don't think I've ever even heard that before.
No?
Dude, it's a movie. It's a legit thing.
Wow.
Was that
Looked
actually
it
the
like
name
that.
of the movie?
Chud, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
Wow. I missed out.
Yeah.
I think you can get it on VHS.
Yeah. Yeah, 80s era thing? Am I making that up, or is that when it was?
No, it's
Yeah, no, that's what it
100%.
was.
Okay.
So it was on VHS.
I think there was even a part 2.
Oh, there was, yeah. Yeah, it must be that the first, okay, so 84. So that, I would have been working at a video store in that time frame. That's how I know the Chud movie, because I'm sure it came out and I was doing some kind of like renting literally VHS tapes to people.
You need to go to Bend, Oregon, man.
Yeah, to the very last store.
The last one.
Yeah. I came across a VHS cassette the other day and I'm like, oh, I wonder if I could play this. And then I'm like,
In what?
Where?
I don't even have a VHS player anymore. So weird.
I found some tapes, and then I found a cassette tape the other day, and I was like, oh my gosh. I haven't had anything that would play a cassette tape in like 30 years. 20
Yeah.
years.
I have a whole setup in the basement that's like, maybe it was when we moved to this house, which was 20 something years ago now. And it might have a VHS player. I'll have to look. I know it has a DVD player that's much more modern. I know it has a music only CD player. I know it has a cassette deck. So yeah, I have a pile of cassettes in a bunch of boxes in the basement, but I'd almost hate to like see what happens. Can you stick one of those in an old cassette player? Is it actually going to work, or is it just going to immediately ball up?
Just eat it.
Exactly.
Man, Shade has a dual deck cassette player in his room that he listens to old Weird Al Yankovic tapes on.
Really?
That's awesome.
That is
They sound like
awesome.
shit, but he gets a kick out of it.
They did back then
Wow.
too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We just didn't know any better.
Yeah.
Sometime I must have been somewhere where somebody had a cassette player and they put a cassette tape in and played it. And it's like, it's been so long since I really spent any time listening to music that was on any kind of analog type device that like you could hear tape warble and you know what I mean? Like drift, like all kinds of shit going on. It's like, oh my God, did it sound that terrible back then and we just didn't know? Right? You get so accustomed to listening to digital music now where there's none of that. It's just kind of odd.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Chud sidebar, my bad.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Don't ever apologize for chudding, sir.
I'll wear my chud with pride.
Damn straight.
All right, so I'm going to Hawaii. Michael's going to the underworld. Undefined underworld, Michael, or are you saying France?
I'm gonna in my head it's been sort of the catacombs. That 200 miles intrigues me.
Okay, all right.
The off limits part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh boy, we're gonna have to go back and record a disclaimer at the beginning or something.
I said it was illegal. Don't do it. I don't know if I said don't do it, but
do it and send me pictures. But don't do it. Yeah. Okay. Third location. Tom, where are you going to go on your adventure?
So I've always wanted to hang out in Alaska for some reason. I've been there a couple times, just short little trip stuff, but they've got something that's really cool. So the state has public use cabins. You got to book them out of ways, but basically it's just like a sleeping cabin. There's nothing there, no electricity, no nothing. They've got about 80 of these. And what's cool is they're only about $45 to $60. Most of them will sleep up to 8 people. Most of them have they have a latrine, no running water type stuff. And they have a wood stove or a fireplace or something inside, and you heat with wood. And a lot of these you even have to like fly in on a float plane. So there ain't nobody else around, right? Fly in, you stay there, you just camp in the cabin and you fish on the lake. A lot of them have boats, like little canoes or little john boats that you can bring your own gas. Seems like a pretty fun thing, and it's pretty cheap, and it's out in the middle of freaking nowhere. There are bears. So
right.
That would be fun. Like legitimately something I would love to do.
Wouldn't that be cool to just fly in for a week and like there's you're not going to see anybody else until that float plane lands to pick your ass up.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of, I saw the most amazing sentence ever today in like a CNC Facebook group. I think you're in that same group where a guy said, how can I keep my coolant from freezing because I live off the grid in Colorado and it runs off a generator?
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, that is amazing. Because they're like, well, what do you do for electricity? Like, well, I just run the generator for heat, but to run it, said I love the view. I just want to make some parts out here in the middle of nowhere and no one bothering me.
Wow.
Can you imagine getting that out there?
Yeah, I'm just like, wondering how it got there. What's he making?
Yeah, right.
But just got it made.
Check that
That's
out.
pretty cool.
I've never would have even considered doing something like that. That's awesome.
I'd say 99.9% of the population has not either.
Right.
That's what makes it awesome.
Yeah.
The off-grid CNC.
Yeah, check it out though. The public use cabins are cool.
Whereabouts in Alaska, Tom?
All over. Literally pretty much anywhere in the state you want to go, they've got some cabins somewhere there.
Okay.
They've got 80 of them and they're strung out all over the state.
So look, people know, experienced Mark and the Maker listeners know that Tom is incredibly detailed in his adventure stories. Are you going to say, are you seriously saying someplace in Alaska? Is that where you really want to leave it?
Yeah.
I also had to work, but there are, let's go with
you don't have to. I'm just saying it's surprising to me.
Yeah, I looked at several. So there's a couple in the area of like, there's one that's called Salmon Cove Cabin. I mean, that just sounds perfect. So I'm going to go there. Salmon
Cove Cabin. Yeah, it sounds awesome.
The only way you access it is fly in or boat in.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Have you guys, I think Michael's done that before. Have you flown into a spot before to fish or hunt or anything?
No, but
I would love to.
we drove on a dirt road for it was about 4 hours. And 4 hours on a dirt road
Yeah.
is no joke. And the trucks that they drove us from the airport, because it was past Ottawa, and the beds, they had to weld crossbar because the washboard literally rattled the beds apart.
Oh, yeah. Shake the sides off the truck. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And another one, we stayed on an island, so we had the boat to our little resort on the island.
Yep.
On Eagle Lake, and it was so amazing.
Yeah.
So many fish.
I think I told this story before. You can stop me if I did, but I went on a couple trips with we used to go in the summer times on a fishing trip to Canada. Those were always boat in trips. And it was like an hour and a half or 2 hour boat ride to get to the island.
It's a long boat ride.
It was a haul, yeah. At that same place, the same people that ran that very small operation, they had a float plane, and my grandfather made a deal where we flew in. My grandfather and my grandma and I, the three of us, flew out to a new cabin that the guy had just built, and the deal was we were supposed to finish the sheathing on the walls on the inside of the cabin, because they weren't like fancy cabins, right? They were like OSB on the inside of the inside walls instead of drywall and stuff. So we had to hang all the OSB inside the cabin in return for the trip. That was because he was a friend of my grandfather's. And so yeah, we'd fish a bunch of the day and then hang some OSB and then have dinner and listen to the wolves howl, and you know what I mean? You could like sit there and eat your dinner and looking out the window of the cabin, and there's like moose out front, standing in the shore of the lake, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, we used to do, we'd have shore lunch where we would go and we would guaranteed we were going to catch walleye every morning. And that was what we'd eat for lunch. And we'd do breakfast on this certain part. We had a couple bears spying on us a few times.
Yeah.
But like jackasses, we chased after them trying to get a picture of them.
That's what you're supposed to do, isn't it?
Solid plan.
Yeah.
All right. So Hawaii, Paris Catacombs, and Alaska at Salmon Cove Cabin. I like it. Sean, what's your location you're headed to for your camping?
And it's not as exotic as what you guys picked, but I'm going to the Breaks Interstate Park in Breaks, Virginia, which is, it's where I grew up.
Nice.
Actually, my dad grew up in the Potter Flats, which is actually part of the park now.
Oh, very cool.
And I'd like to take the boys there so they could see where my dad grew up and see where I grew up. And
man, that looks pretty.
See how fucking coon-ass it is.
I've never even heard of this. It looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's called the Grand Canyon of the South. There's a 1,000-foot deep gorge that the Russell Fork of the Big Sandy River's carved. And
very cool.
You actually, man, we drove it God only knows how often because you had to drive into Virginia to buy beer. Oh. So you drive on the side of this mountain to get to the beer store.
Yeah.
That's made for some unfortunate accidents, I bet.
Oh, yeah.
Not as many as you'd think. Man, more people got hurt by falling rock than by DUI, shit like that.
Interesting.
The rocks were drunk.
No, most likely. Or high, or both.
Gorgeous there, man.
Oh, yeah, man, it's beautiful. I mean, and it's where I grew up. It's where my people have come from.
There you go. Well, I like that.
I mean, there's Potter's Knoll, which is named after my, I don't know how many greats grandfather, Richard Potter, who served in the Revolutionary War.
Wow. That's really cool, man. Nice pick.
And it's out of the way, and now when they let the dam loose, there is some world-class kayaking and whitewater rafting there.
Yeah.
I mean, like to the point, there's 1 or 2 people get killed every year during the event.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's serious shit.
Check that out.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Very cool, man. Well, like you said, Tom, very eclectic range of spots.
Right? I think the picks are going to be just as eclectic.
All right.
Well, I know they are.
Don't spoil it, Tom.
Before.
Right. Oh, that's cool. So, yeah, very interesting. Is there any other context we need to add I know Tom was too busy working, trying to make money to come up with a really cool story that goes with it, but.
Oh, jeez.
Mine was just a trip. Is yours in the context of taking the boys, Sean, or that doesn't really matter for your picks?
No, it would be a family event. Yeah, take the boys to see where my dad grew up and just see the mountains, real mountains, not the hills we got around here.
Right.
Mine is not a family event.
Why not, man?
That attitude.
Right. Michael's is solo.
It ain't solo either. That's for damn sure.
No, I would not be going down there by myself.
You guys are going with me.
Whoa. Okay.
I'm your dude.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I think it'd be awesome.
No family and definitely not solo.
Creepy as hell, but
I'm just dumb enough to do this.
Right.
Yep.
All right. So this we'll tie in this catacombs adventure to our visit to Rachel's museum.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And the ABS museum. We'll do the world tour. We'll wind up back at the ABS museum. Then Tom can walk home from there.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
He's close.
It's like 300 something.
Come on.
I'm down.
I thought this was adventure. That's actually what we should have called this, was spring adventure picks.
Okay.
That would have been a good call. So we have our locations, and what's the first category we're going through, Tom?
Something for your pocket.
Something for your pocket. Okay. Each time that I've gone to Hawaii, I have brought a very specific knife with me. You kind of have to. If you go to Hawaii, you take a Mayo.
That makes sense.
It's just the right thing to do. I mean, he's on a different island, but we're not going to talk about that.
He made like the 6K or whatever.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So I'm taking a Mayo covert. I'm not taking a covert because I need to fly under some metal detector radar. I'm taking a Mayo covert because it's got a stellite blade and titanium everything else.
Wink, wink.
The one I sent you guys is a carbon fiber one. And I have a carbon fiber covert that I just got from him a little while ago. Covert's a really, really cool pocket knife for this kind of trip because it's not going to get all rusty and wonky with rain and saltwater air and all the other crazy stuff that's there.
And it's just sexy.
Oh yeah, and they're sweet. And the carbon fiber one with the carbon side is very light in the pocket. It's a very, very nice knife to carry.
Yeah, I bet that's pretty badass. I like that quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry you guys at home can't see it.
Yeah, well, we'll share pictures like we always do, but yeah, people, I think a lot of our listeners know what a Mayo carbon fiber covert looks like.
What? It looks like he has a. What's with the pin? The stop pin.
That one I sent the picture of is the extra jazzy one that's got a little mosaic pin pressed on top of the stop pin, I think.
So he added copper?
Not as covert. It's a Mayo carbon fiber, but not as covert, the one I sent you the picture of.
Semi-covert.
Copper's not going to show up.
No, I was thinking of the corrosion part.
Corrosion,
but I guess technically it is. It's called a covert, not a non-corrosion.
My favorite Mayo in my collection has a bunch of mosaic pins in it, but it just looks cool. So
nice.
I happened across this one. I thought it was nice. I like the Bowie blade. So
yep, I do too.
Yeah.
Ooh, sexy.
Yeah. So Mayo covert, that would be my pocket folder. I've had a covert in my pocket every time I've been there, and I would take one again in a heartbeat. I did also bonus pick. I did also pick a Leatherman, like a pocket tool thing.
Yep.
I'm not sure I would carry it in my pocket. Maybe I would, but I think with these, a lot of times you can put it on a carabiner and hook it to your backpack or something. That's probably what I would do. So what I would take is this tool. It's called a Leatherman Signal. And the Leatherman Signal is really cool because it's almost Swiss Army knife like. It's got a saw and a part serrated blade, 420 HC blade. It's got a little sharpening. It's got a ferro surface on it, so you can make sparks to start a fire. It's got a little built-in carabiner, so I could clip it on my pack pretty easy. And then the usual stuff, pair of pliers. It's also got an awl, and it's got a couple of little tools in it, like screwdriver and a can opener and all that kind of stuff. So it seemed like a really good pick. This one was all coated, which seems smart for where I'm going on my trip. I don't have one of these, but after looking at it, it kind of makes me want to have one. The Leatherman Signal.
That's pretty good looking Leatherman. I did a fair bit of Leatherman looking at today.
Yeah.
I did not come across that one somehow.
You're like inevitably going to look at least at Leatherman and some other stuff, right? And we've talked about Swiss Army so much that it's like, okay, maybe you could find a Swiss Army that fits, but this seemed like a good pick because I like the idea of having a set of pliers with me.
Yeah, when I was thinking of the overlanding stuff, I was specifically looking for needle nose.
Yeah.
For obvious hose clamp stuff.
Yep. So yeah, Leatherman Signal. I think this one actually is fancy version. This is called a Leatherman Signal Topo, and it's got that little topographical pattern on the blade, which I don't give a shit about, but I like that it's coated.
Yeah.
And it's OD green. That's always kind of cool.
I like that it's got a ferro rod. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought that was slick. I think actually it has two things. I think it's got a ferro on one side, and I think it's got a little ceramic rod on the other side.
Does it come out? I hope.
For sharpening.
Right?
Huh.
Does the ferro rod come out?
Right.
Or the sharpening rod?
Either one. Otherwise, how do you use it?
I think they pop out, it looks like.
Looks like it. Yeah, you certainly couldn't sharpen the attached blade with an attached sharpening ceramics rod, right? I don't know. Maybe if I get one, I'll let you know, Birch.
Yeah, let us know on that one.
Yeah.
You know you're going to get it.
Well.
Oh, yeah. It's probably in his cart.
It's already on the way.
Click. Ship to home. So yeah, Mayo Covert and a Leatherman Signal. Those seem like a good combination to me for rainy ass but gorgeous North Shore Kauai.
Sounds good.
What Michael? Oh man, Catacombs pocket picks. I can only imagine what this is going to look like. I'm buckled up.
Well, it's not crazy or anything like that. For me, it has to be nothing sentimental. It's going to get pretty abused. There's going to be a certain amount of crawling. Like when I was a kid, we used to spelunk quite a bit in the local areas here in Missouri, and stuff gets nasty. It gets beat up. Anything in your pocket's going to get possibly lost. But for me, finding something with a half serrated edge was the most important, for getting too quickly, cutting rope, and getting it back in. So I went with the Benchmade Triage knife. It's looks like about $200 on Blade HQ. It's, access lock. It's fairly simplistic, but it would get the job done, for what I would need it for. Get it out of my pocket quick, cut rope if need to, put it back in. And not have to worry about it. You're not going to worry if you lose that knife or
right.
Something bad happens to it.
Well, it looks like it has a like a little rope cutting blade, like for cutting seat belts.
I think that, seat belts or pant leg type of thing, I assume, for, whatever you call that, pulling up and ripping without cutting underneath it. I assume that's why they called it the Triage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, a little bit extra something there.
And a glass breaker.
Yeah, it just seemed kind of handy. Something you can beat on stuff. There might be, who knows?
Chuds
in
the area.
Doors.
Frenchman.
Things.
Sassy French maidens. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
You might need to clock one. Okay, I gotta, because I know how your brain works. So you got to get the knife out of your pocket fast, deploy it, cut some rope, and then back in your pocket fast.
It didn't have to go back in the pocket fast, but it needs to be accessible.
Okay.
And I looked at Leatherman's too. Getting the serrated. I looked at some that had a nice serrated blade on it. And of course, I looked at a lot of Spydercos, and I was like,
right.
Damn, it'd be real nice if I'd pick a Spyderco that we'd mentioned 50 million times.
Serrated Endura, or whatever.
Yeah, I was like, man, that'd be handy. But I think this would work pretty well. I also looked at possibly, but I think we just talked about this, the Vox and Zonzo Hawkbill.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think we had just talked about it, but he's got a full serrated, and it's even got a little, big old backspacer type situation to clip on something.
Yeah.
So, but I was like, I think we just
The
talked about it.
Spyderco Dodo would work good.
Yeah. But once again, I tried to stay away from, stuff we talked about a lot.
Yeah.
I carry one every day now. It's quickly become my favorite knife.
The Dodo?
Yeah.
Huh.
It looks kind of dumb, but man, I love it. I guess that's why it's called a Dodo.
So what's the scenario in your head where you're going to need to cut rope in a hurry?
I don't know. There's not a lot of pictures of what's down there, the depths. I know there's water in some areas. I don't know if there's anything that needs to be climbed down, climbed up.
I would guess there's different layers.
Yeah,
levels.
there's got to be layers. There's going to be stuff that's dangerous. I don't want to be attached to something. If someone slips or falls, you need to be able to cut rope. You need to be able to get it gone.
I think he's wanting to cut us loose.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
You're dragging me down
Right.
to the
You see you later,
to the chud
Tom.
land. I'm cutting you off.
But this was all your fucking idea, and now you're going to do this
Exactly.
to us?
Exactly. I'm like,
Dude,
okay.
this sounds like pre-fucking meditation to me.
I thought we were all in this
Yeah.
together.
We are until the chuds get close.
And then you're gone, pal. You're sacrificed. Damn.
It's safety. It's you don't know who or what you're coming.
like
across.
it.
Oh,
I'll
Lord.
try to protect
Lord.
you, but I don't want to try to be getting the Leatherman out if I need to. You might have to poke some creepy people.
Now with that knife, it's blunt.
Well, I bet you can still poke pretty good. It's going to hurt more.
He doesn't want to take more than a second or two to cut your ass loose.
See,
and drop to the depths.
See, I went into this pick hopeful. I pulled a picture of him like, this is a rescue knife, man. He's gonna cut some of us. We're gonna get tied up by some fucking Frenchy zombies or something, right?
And that thing will cut you loose.
And he's gonna cut us loose, and that blunt tip is gonna keep him from cutting the shit out of us while he's freeing us
Exactly.
from ropey confines.
I just didn't want to say you guys were tied up or something. That just seems kind of down.
But it immediately spun to chuds are pulling us down, and you're attached to us with some kind of rope because it's dark. And see us, suckers.
Yeah, we kind of moved to a cliffhanger type of scenario here.
Wow.
Yeah. But I also looked at the Leatherman Rebar. I thought that was a pretty good one.
Leatherman Rebar. Okay.
I'm
is.
sending you a link. Do you have one of those?
I don't. I looked at it really heavily when I was picking. So I just recently, within a year or two, went through all the Leatherman stuff and picked one. So, and that was,
I don't carry them, so I don't know. I didn't, they do look like they would work well, but I don't see them like Mark. I don't see myself putting one in a pocket. I like the one that he picked. I think that'd be pretty good for any sort of camping, scenario, like real camping stuff. But other than that, I'm not going to be the guy with the leather pouch on my side.
they're really nice
fine.
to put in a pack.
Yeah, but not like in my pocket or, a little pouch.
You getting picky about your appearance
Some
in the
of 'em-
fucking chud underworld?
It's just, I don't know about comfort,
Okay.
I don't know about that.
Some of them have clips. They're not bad.
They're not too chunky.
Kane's knife he carries at work is actually a Leatherman, and part of the frame's carbon fiber, and
Yeah.
Ooh,
it works real well for him.
nice.
I can't remember the model name.
Yeah. I have a
Actually, it might not be made anymore.
Skeletool Cx, I think it's called, in my regular pack, and I almost picked that because I know it has a pocket clip and that funky carabiner, and it's got a knife. But it's got a bunch of carbon fiber pieces, I think. So
Yeah.
it's pretty light.
Yeah, it's pretty small too, isn't it?
It's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not super big.
Well, this is more like, I don't know, putting a Twix bar in your pocket, size-wise. Seems that.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 3.5, maybe 4 inches long. Yeah.
I carry a
Yeah.
lot of stuff, so. I
Don't take Tom's advice on how easy it is to carry.
My
But
family makes fun of me.
No.
It's hard.
I am totally shocked.
I don't get it. You guys are dicks.
I am totally surprised that they would make fun of you. They must love this show then. Gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're safe. Nobody listens to this show. Are you kidding? My
They're
family
probably like,
does it.
Tom's going to go record with his nerd friends. Watch out.
Right.
3 people are going to listen.
Yeah. Oh, the rebar. All right. It looks like it has a little eyelet on the end in there, Michael.
Yeah.
You could hook it onto a lanyard.
Oh, yeah. But I do like having screwdrivers. I like having, in my head, there's some doors you got to get through if you want to see the cool stuff.
Yeah. Lock picking set, all that. I got you. Leatherman Rebar. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I mean, I like mine more better, but
Yeah.
I mean,
that is a cool one. All locking tools. I like that too. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, that one got me.
Yeah. Removable wire cutters. That's interesting. Huh. Yeah, you're all set for adventuring in the underworld.
Mm-hmm.
Should have probably picked a pry bar or crowbar or something.
Yeah. That might be in his miscellaneous kit.
Yeah.
He's got a foo bar stashed in there. You watch.
Cool.
All right. So, Michael, you got anything else in your pocket picks?
No, I figured 3 was probably plenty.
What was 3?
It's a good start.
The rebar, the Benchmade?
The rebar, the Benchmade, and the Vox that didn't.
Oh, the Vox that did make the cut, right?
But I still mentioned it, so technically it's sort of,
Is that like
Jesper.
the dodo bladed one?
Yeah.
I have one of those. It's a pretty cool knife.
It looked like it would have been handy for cutting you guys. Cutting you free.
That blade shape is great for cutting us loose. Yeah.
Sorry you didn't make the cut, Jesper. That's Michael's fault.
Sorry.
He cut us loose. He cut you loose too, brother. We feel your pain.
Oh, jeez.
All right. One in the discarded, like I don't know, something you don't care about anymore. Tom, Tom, what's your picks for your multi-tool / folder, your pocket stuff for your Alaska trip?
All right. So I got 2. Straight off the bat, I'm going to tell you I'm going to cheat with 2. First one is Leatherman Free P4.
Oh, yeah.
I did a lot of research on the Leatherman tools, and I've had Leatherman tools since there was like one choice.
Yep.
I had the original one, lost it when I moved about 30 some years ago.
Yeah,
at that time they had the super tool, so I switched up to the super tool, started carrying those. I know there's at least one that I put on the bottom of the White River. I think I've had 2 or 3 of those. I like those because the blade's locked. And when I went to start looking again, when I needed another tool, locking blades were really important. And for me, where I'm going to be, if anything needs fixed, I kind of need to have the tools to fix it. So what I like about this is it has a wood saw, it has the scissors, it has a file, it has both kinds of screwdrivers, it has the needle nose pliers. It's also, the handle on this one is really comfortable.
Yeah.
I've carried one of these. So for quite a while, I was like, when I got it, I was like, I'm going to carry this. So I carried it offside, back pocket, clipped in. And really, like I said, I carry a lot of stuff. I didn't really notice it back there too much until I needed it. So
how does that work with like sitting down? I always wonder, like, people that put stuff in there doesn't. You see women put, like, I'm not saying anything bad, but like they'll put a phone in the back pocket, and I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to sit on a phone because I feel like it'd break. I'm not worried about breaking the Leatherman tool. And if you look at the old dudes like my dad and those guys, their wallets were the size of a brick.
Yeah.
No joke.
Yeah.
I mean, there was 500 business cards in there.
Well, I just didn't know if, like, when you sit down, it would push it up. I don't know.
It doesn't. It sits fine.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I carried that back pocket for quite a while. Of course, I don't sit down much, but I don't notice anything.
Tom, this I really like this handle. It looks like it would actually have a little grip.
Yeah, and it's rounded on the corners. I really like this one. It's my favorite by far, and I've handled most of them.
My original one from, like you said, a zillion years ago, like in the little brown leather pouch with the gold writing on it, the whole scene.
Hell yeah.
It's really, really cool that it's that old. I didn't really use it very often, so it's actually still super stiff to deploy.
Yeah.
But it's slippery as shit. Like, you know what I mean? It's got the scale on the side and other stuff, but other than that, it's like all brushed finish kind of thing. It's very slick when you grab onto it.
So the original ones, like when you opened them, the tools were in there, so all the sharp edges were like where you gripped them, right?
Yeah.
On these, the pliers are on the inside and all the tools are on the outside. So when you open it, the inside's nice and smooth radiuses. And it also allows you to one hand open either of the blades. So, and it's got a clip so you can carry it that way, and one hand opens pretty easy. So I found if you didn't want to carry a knife and wanted to carry a multi-tool, this to me is the one I would get. You can clip it in and carry it. It is a little heavy, but I mean, I carry a full-size gun, a spare mag, a spare gun, 2 or 3 knives, other stuff, every day. So I don't really notice it. When I put my stuff out at the end of the day, it's a bunch. I mean, I carry a mechanical pencil. I carry a pen. I carry a pry bar, one of Zach's pry bars.
In your shop?
No, I carry it in my pockets, man, everywhere I go. When I get up in the morning, that's what goes in my pockets.
Tom's the pocket dump guy that I used to make fun of with those crazy fake pocket dump pictures I would post.
It ain't fake. I
posted fake ones to pick on people, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, I mean, it's just all about a choice. You know, I choose to carry the tools that I need, and that way, if I do need them, I don't have to be like, damn, I wish it wasn't in my car.
Right.
Because that happened once to me. I mean, luckily, what's that?
I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, I luckily I reached in my glove box and got my 1911 out, but it wasn't on me, and I got into a situation where I thought I was going to have to shoot some people, and had I left it in my glove box, I could be dead.
But you go to like lunch, and I mean, you go places, right?
Yeah, not always. I mean, I eat here, but you know, to and from. So
I guess for me, it's always different because I don't go anywhere, and I walk here.
Yeah.
You know, it's 30 feet. So everything I need is on a bench within, you know what I mean? So I rarely have anything in my pocket except a pocket knife.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm on Main Street. People can walk in, and they do. I try to keep it locked, but inevitably we don't have it locked all the time. So I don't know. It's just a mindset, you know, and once you start carrying that stuff and get used to it, man, your body adjusts. I mean,
I'm sure.
I don't even notice. Sometimes I have to pat and make sure I got my gun on, and it's a full-size gun.
Michael recoils at the thought of other human beings. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Well, I do too, but
with good reason.
What, because I don't understand what I'm looking at. On the Leatherman Free P4, there's like a paddle thing on the outside on both ends.
That's the lock. So you just lift that to unlock it. So when you flip the blade open, it like kind of pops that up, and then it falls down in a notch in the back of the blade to unlock. So every single tool on this locks.
I gotcha.
Which is really nice. You don't have to worry about a screwdriver folding up on you when you're dorking around, or, you know, the can opener. Everything locks.
Okay, I like that.
So yeah, to me, if you want a Leatherman tool, it's expensive, but it is like the best in my opinion.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, buy once, cry once, get it over with.
Shit, especially if you're going to Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's my first pick. Second pick, I really like these knives. I'm going to send you guys a link real quick. So it's a Victorinox Forstner Hunter Pro in Alox. So it's their single blade locking knife, and it's got a Scandi grind. Now I think they messed up when they put a secondary bevel, so I would grind that off and make it just a straight 0 Scandi grind like it should be.
What the heck?
Yeah, why would they?
Yeah, they jacked it up when they do that. I actually buy these and Scandi grind that out, which this is one of the harder regrinds I do to actually freehand grind a Scandi. But once you get a true Scandi on this, dude, talk about a bushcraft pocket knife. These things are awesome. They're really rigid, good steel, nice size, pocketable. It's got a goofy clip, I think, but other than that, the rest of it's cool.
Well, they're kind of new to clips, though. I mean, you got to give them a little credit.
Yeah. But overall, great knife. I really like these. I've got one in my car right now in my little kind of glove box go bag with the spare mag and everything and the fire stuff. So I would highly recommend these, and they're priced pretty reasonable for what they are.
Yeah. What's the steel?
It's, I don't know, probably the same stuff they put in their other knives. It's not bad.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's some kind of a stainless.
Yeah. I've not seen that knife before.
I didn't
Me
either.
either. It's a new one to me.
And it's a lockback?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
nice.
really rigid and solid. I like them. I would not hesitate to do any bushcraft stuff with this once you had a true Scandi ground on it. It's solid. You could baton, lightweight batoning and all that stuff with it if you know how to baton. I mean, not try to bash it through a 6-inch log.
Nope. Tom said you could.
Tom said it was okay, especially with that lightweight, whatever thing it is. You got
Yeah.
the Coos Hunter. What's that
Yeah.
thing called? Yeah.
Yeah. The honeycomb coos deer.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Little
Right,
paper
back
thing.
pocket.
Hard use.
Right.
But yeah, if you guys haven't seen these, check them out. They're really cool. And like I said, you can hand grind that Scandi back. I don't know why you would put a secondary bevel on this, but
You could fix the ruined blade. Is that what you're trying to say?
yep, pretty easy. And then you got a badass knife. So there I've got in my pocket on either side, I've got a tool with a spare blade to back up stuff. And then on the other side, I've got a pretty badass little bushcraft knife that I can, clean a trout or a salmon or start a fire or make some fuzz sticks, whatever.
Nice.
Heck yeah, while you're camping on Salmon Pond or whatever it was called.
Mm-hmm.
Bay.
Bay,
yeah.
sorry. Yeah.
Going full Revenant.
Yeah, exactly. Nice.
Yeah, those are my picks.
Somewhere I have a Swiss Army regular pocket knife. I think it's lockback, but it has like a Spyderco bird looking hole in it. It's like a not round hole.
You've got one of
Yeah,
the bigger ones.
Maybe so.
Wasn't that a
would be-
Winger or something that did that one?
Oh, maybe.
Or was it
Let's-
Victorinox? I've got one too.
Yeah.
It was a.
It's like the Hercules almost.
It's not a pretty knife.
No, it's ugly, but I don't remember. Somebody gave it to me. Maybe I got it as a gift or something. I don't remember.
I have no
So-
idea how I got mine either.
That's I'm trying to remember what size those are. I think they're 110s maybe or something.
Interesting.
What color? Is it black?
Black,
Yours is
yeah,
black?
yeah.
How many blades it have?
I thought one. Maybe it's got two. I don't know. Not a lot.
Okay, so it's the little... So it might be the Centennial if it only has one blade. It's like a liner lock almost, the old school type.
Maybe. It might have a little tab on it or something. I don't know. I'd have to find it. It's in a box somewhere, I'm quite sure.
Is that it?
Oh, the Sentinel. That might be it, actually. That name sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Oh,
they
yeah,
both
that
like
is it.
mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make them... That's their biggest size. It's like a good size folder. And they make those with several different blades. And
Okay.
you can get the Trekker, some of those, and they're really actually pretty cool.
Yep, that's it.
I really like the Hercules, but we've talked about that. The Hercules is probably one of my favorite Swiss Army knives.
You just like the name, dude. You can admit it.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the perfect selection of tools.
Yeah.
Locking blade. Those little pliers are awesome for getting steel splinters out. But
Yeah, the Hercules, that's a beast.
Super
Yeah.
Tinker is the best.
Uh-oh.
it is a cool little knife if you like small stuff.
That's all I need. I don't need anything more.
I'm just messing with you. I do like this because of blade locks.
Yeah, Super Tinker's cool if you're a quitter.
Yeah.
Okay. Tom, you have
Sean?
other pocket
No,
choices? No.
I'm all done. What'd Sean pick?
All right, man, it's the fucking Leatherman Power Hour here.
Yeah.
Right. I told you there was some overlap, but nobody picked the same thing.
Yeah, man, as far as a pocket knife goes, I'll have, my usual pocket knife lineup. I'll either have my David Boy folder or a Spyderco Waved Endura, and then I also carry this Coates slip joint that Mark gave me that I just adore. So I'll have those on me.
Yeah.
And then I will also have a Leatherman Charged Tti. Now, I've been carrying a Leatherman Charged since they first came out. They work. They're a great design. It's proven itself to me time and time again. And this newest iteration, it's more of the same with a few extra features that make it better. So this is one I can wholeheartedly endorse.
I really do like the bit driver that they use.
Yeah.
So you can switch stuff out. That looks like a good mix up of tools with the little scissors.
Man,
Is that an eyeglasses?
It's got just about everything you need. Yeah. Yeah, it's a macro driver.
Oh, yeah, that's real cool. I was just going to ask what that was. That's awesome.
That would be pretty handy I've become blind.
And it's a reversible macro driver, so you've got flathead on one side and then Phillips on the other.
Nice.
It does have S30V blade too.
Yeah, it used to be 154 CM. I actually prefer that, but S30's all right, I guess.
Got a little shroud cutter in there too.
Mm-hmm.
So is it like a serrated blade with a shroud cutter on the back? Is that what that is?
Yeah. Yeah, sheep's foot serrated with a shroud cutter on the back.
That's slick.
Yeah,
So,
and dude, the saw is fucking efficient.
Oh yeah, their saws.
It looks like it.
Question: it looks, Sean, like the handles are kind of smooth on the outside when you're using the pliers, like on the free. Is that the case? Mm-hmm. It looks pretty comfortable.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've done some squeezing with them and never blistered up, got hot spots or anything like that.
Nice. It's got a real size file too.
Yeah. Yeah, one side coarse and the other side's like an either medium or fine diamond file.
Oh, nice.
Now, do you pocket carry it with a clip?
No. I actually belt carry it in the provided nylon sheath.
Oh, don't tell Birch.
Mm-hmm.
He'll judge you.
Oh, dude, I carried that every day to school. It was so handy. That tool got used by everybody in the shop at least once a week.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it must be cast tie, it looks like, and then they machine the flat. Is that what that is all about? It looks like it.
I'm trying to look and figure that out. I don't know.
Yeah. That's what makes sense because it's textured as all get out.
Yeah. I like that it still has the scale, but it has it on the face. That's pretty slick.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Leatherman is making a good product.
It meant the replaceable wire nipper jaws.
Yeah.
Or, the actual cutting part of the wire cutters is game changer.
Yeah.
I think they have it on a few of their things now. I think that one I picked has it as well.
Same.
Yeah. Very cool.
It's just handy to have a tool like this if you have a firearm or an automobile or anything. I mean, it's a good backup to have.
And it's just a handy tool to have.
Yep.
And the scissors are ridiculously sharp. They work super well.
In the picture, they look small, but they work good.
Yeah, they're quite small, but yes, they work very well.
Huh. I like that it's got that little paddle to work the scissors. That's pretty slick.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Are they better than Swiss Army?
Whoa. Super Tinker scissors are you specifically referring to, sir?
Truthfully, just all Swiss Army scissors. I love them.
And they might be as good. Seriously.
Oh, boy.
I'll tell you
They're
on the
really
on the
well thought
free.
out. And the little paddle makes them super comfortable to use.
Yeah.
Huh.
The free does not have as good as scissors as a Swiss Army. The blades are thicker and more blunt. Now I've started reshaping mine, but I've not finished it because they're you know how the Swiss Army knife scissors, they're just so nice and thin and pointed.
Yeah.
Like you can get under a suture if you need to remove sutures or whatever real easy. Dude, you could not do that with these. What?
Said you can get close.
Yeah.
You and your little girl making some beads and bracelets, shit like that. You're getting in close.
Okay.
Fine work.
Sorry, different lives.
Birch has been in the jewelry business lately.
She likes her bracelets and necklaces and stuff. There's always some little thread to cut somewhere.
Yep. So, pocket knife, the usual, and the Charged Tti. Nice. I think I recommended that to I'm familiar with that model for some reason. I must have told somebody to go buy one as a gift or something. They were asking what to buy. I must have suggested that to somebody because actually I should look at my Amazon history. Maybe I got one for somebody or something. But I'm familiar with that one. Well, what's our next round of picks, Tom? What are we going to next?
Belt picks.
Belt picks.
Something for your belt.
Something for your belt. All right. So I'm going first, right?
Yeah.
Belt picks. All Okay, so I felt bad picking a bushcraft knife that wasn't a Crine bushcrafter.
Thank you. Thank you.
So yeah, I felt bad, but not bad enough that I didn't pick something else anyway.
Yeah, it didn't stop you, did it?
No, not at all. So I'm sending you my pick. Help me pronounce Shane's last name properly. Is it Siebert or Seibert?
I've always said Siebert. I didn't know it.
Same.
But now I'm second guessing it.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, I think we should just stick with it, and if it's wrong, he should have to
I
contact
don't know. We should have him on the show and find out.
All right, Shane, you got to come on and talk to
that.
us. We're going to go with Siebert for purposes of discussion. Is that all right? Does that work for everyone? Okay, that's called a Siebert Cascadia Bushcrafter.
Dude, that is clean.
Yeah, that thing's sweet, isn't it?
Yeah.
This stuff's always so damn clean.
Yeah.
When he said Siebert, you know it was going to be clean, right?
Hey, cool.
So I really like the tube construction setup. That's slick. That handle, if you look at it in profile, it has a perfect little swell in it. I can only imagine this thing is wonderful in the hand. And I've seen some very basic versions of this with like green micarta. This is a real jazzy one that looks like it's an anniversary model. But I was digging around on the USN in some old threads, and somebody suggested this knife as a bushcrafting knife, and I'm like, ooh, I like that a lot. The Cascadia. What a cool looking knife, man. And like I said, if you go look that model up and see some pictures online, it's got a really cool handle profile.
That's pretty bitchin'. I like that quite a bit.
Yeah.
No, I think we've said his name on more than one occasion.
Oh, yeah.
And I got to say, man, his folders the last couple of years, they've always been really cool, but it's like his color schemes and his combinations have really...
That Stormtrooper one was so cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that one. I don't really like white, but I was like, whoa, that is badass.
Yeah, I don't know. Just really doing even better, even more better.
So I really like that one. I did pick a backup pick. Should I give my backup pick, Tom, or did someone else pick it?
I don't think anyone did. Shit, I don't. Let me look.
I'm going to say it, and then we can edit it out if we need to. But
yeah, I don't think anybody did.
This one was also in the running. This is actually where I started, and I thought, no, someone's going to pick it. I'll pick something else, so nobody else has to repick. I picked a Winkler Crusher belt knife, and Winkler stuff is always awesome, right?
Yeah.
They make a version that has a rubber handle. That would be perfect for my trip. This one has so they have a belt knife, and then they have the Crusher, which has that kind of impact exposed area at the end, and that seemed like it would be handy for various things. But so that's why I picked this one. But I really like Winkler stuff, and this thing just looks like you're supposed to go use it.
He's another cool guy we should try to get on the show.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely. So yeah, Winkler Crusher belt knife. I really like that thing. And it's very utility, right? No fucking around.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Just a good looking knife. And dude, I'm a sucker for a skull cracker.
Yeah.
I could not. I'm like, do you really need a skull cracker on the end?
I think I might actually have this one.
What?
Mate, I've got one. It looks almost identical to this.
In the Crine throne of steel.
I didn't have a Winkler, and I was like, I need one. Mine's got micarta on it, though. But
yeah.
Oh, yeah, they're cool.
I think the top one in that pick is micarta, right? Black micarta. Looks like it. Black canvas. Yeah.
He's probably got one in his pocket right now.
Probably. Just forgot. So much shit in there.
Sassy.
All right. So that's what I'm going with for my belt knife.
I like it.
But I would start with Shane's knife because that thing is hot. Hot. Okay. Michael, Catacomb belt knife.
Okay.
It's got to be something sweet.
Well, once again, nothing sentimental. Okay. Nothing. So it's like I went.
Nothing to remind me of home. Nothing that I can care about because I got to be able to cast it all to the zombies.
Well, it's more of a, once again, if you're crawling through stuff, I don't know. Have you guys ever done any sort of caving or spelunking or?
Yeah. Hell no.
No.
Yeah.
Dude,
You get
it's,
dirty.
Claustrophobic as hell. That would freak me out.
You're dirty, you're gross, you're tight spaces. So it's got to be kind of, I even thought about doing like a pocket sheath kind of knife. I'm like, I need something that's kind of just slim. So I looked at a few things and actually came across this one. And I'm like, this is about perfect because I don't want really a camp knife. I'm not going to be having to cut anything up. It needs to be almost more of a combat knife. So I went with a Hogue Knives EX F01 in a 5.5 inch blade.
Yeah.
It's got
I
a
would
good
think
sheath.
you would want something with like silver or wood in the blade so you could like kill some otherworldly things.
I'm more worried about other people. I don't know if I'm too worried about,
werewolves, vampires,
werewolves, supernatural, the extra natural, drugged up underground people is what I'm more worried about.
Okay.
But, no, I like this. It's got a nice, good profile, slim handle, good sheath, micarta, I think. And G10 on this one. It's a good looking knife, $200. If it gets beat up and used, it's okay. It's all right.
And it's in Crine approved A2.
Yes, I thought the A2 was a very nice choice. I was looking at a lot of these, and you'd come across some 420
Yeah.
and I was like, no, that A2 caught me real good.
Plus, our friend Alan designed these.
Yeah, and I almost went with a knife that I have called a Timberline Zambezi. Do you guys remember that one at all?
Sounds familiar.
No.
Yeah, here, let me look, because the
I
name's...
had it pulled up. Here it is. But it's discontinued. But it's got a pretty bitchin' sheath. It's got a little bit of serration. You know how I like my serration for the cutting, you guys free from the bad guys.
There's a theme here.
Cutting you free from me so I can get away.
Dude, I can remember the first knife I got was partially serrated. It was the Benchmade AFCK, and I was like, this is the best knife that's ever been made.
Right.
Those things would cut.
AFCK is just a fantastic knife.
Yeah.
But this was the Zambezi was like I said, a Lightfoot designed it. It's a pretty bitchin' knife. I enjoy it. It's pokey. It's pretty thick. If you got to pry, open a door, you got it. But I never really paid attention to steel. I think it's like a 440 or something.
It's almost like a big sharp finger.
It really is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
really
real
cool.
Positive grip, pretty bitchin' sheath. But discontinued, so I didn't want to add that to it. Even though I sort of did.
Both good choices. I mean,
yeah.
For your stated purposes, I would.
More combat, less camp.
Right. Yeah,
you're right. Minimal gear is what you want.
This, based on the model number, this Elishewitz Hogue knife must be like the fixed blade counterpart to his. Isn't the very prolific folder with Hogue the EX01?
I think so.
Yeah. So maybe.
And they make a 7-inch version of this too.
Oh, really?
Very
cool. Go get you those Elishewitz SKUs, people.
Cool.
Keep Alan in that mailbox money. That's nice. I like that knife a lot, actually.
Yeah, I was pretty. The A2 really took me for a loop, and I was like, "Oh hell yeah!"
Yeah, very cool choice.
1/4-inch A2.
Really?
Yep.
Nice.
That's beefy.
Yeah, buddy.
Don't ruin that utility by sending it to Tom. He'll thin it all out, make it cut and shit.
Not the big knives. I don't like to grind those.
It's a lot of steel, man.
Yeah.
Then you got to coat it again.
Not in the underworld because you don't care. You're not emotionally attached.
That's right.
No. If I gotta get through some doors or get through some stuff, or if I'm on that island or whatever, and there's some shit I gotta get through, I'm not gonna care.
Right.
I will beat the shit out of it with that A2. The A2 probably won't care.
Exactly.
Nope. Very cool.
Good picks. Good picks.
Thank you.
All right, we're zooming all the way up to Alaska.
Shoot.
I'm waiting for Tom's picks with great anticipation. I had a little bet with myself. Is Tom going to pick one of his own knives to take?
No, that seems like it'd be against the rules. I did not do that.
Rules, schmools.
It would not be as fun either. So
yeah, it'd be really good business. It just wouldn't be as much fun.
Yeah, I'm not that good at business. So.
Okay, that explains a lot.
I did pick knives that I like a lot, and I actually just ordered one of them.
Really?
You sound surprised.
No, I got a really good mail call today, and it reminded me of that.
Dude, your mail call was sick. That's what Michael needs.
Exactly.
No shit.
Oh, right in the face.
Right.
I don't know. That thing plowing through the mud on my side.
That's what it was designed for.
Yeah.
You just can't be sentimental about it.
Yeah, there's mud and trenches, dude.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Mark just got a really bad trench knife.
Yeah, one of Les George's 2018, he calls it the modern version of the 1918 trench staggered knife. What a bad dude that thing is. I was super excited when it came in today.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. That's a fistful of fuck you.
That is the perfect description. Perfect description. It would be really good in the catacombs, but no.
It's less made, though.
Yeah. Yeah. It might
be like that.
Would you imagine the shit I would get if one of his knives saved my life?
Oh, God.
Oh. Hey, Burt, remember that time my knife saved your life? That was pretty cool, huh?
Yeah.
That would be perfect.
Never live it down.
No, you would never hear the end of it. You would be reminded constantly. Mm-hmm. You would have like automatic things set up. Every 5 minutes you get a text message. Do you remember? Oh, sorry. Okay, back to Tom's pick. My bad. Sorry for the distraction.
No problem.
So Les is releasing these in batches. Go grab one.
Yeah, no joke. So I went with two picks because, we're cheaters. But I kind of wanted a big knife and a smaller knife. And, my first thought was kind of old school, like bladesmith camp knives. And I started looking, and I looked at a lot of Mastersmith sites, and ain't many people really making camp knives like the old Moran and Skagel type stuff.
Yeah.
They're either too fancy or they're Bowies or, not really what I was looking for. And then I started thinking Falk kniving, and Falk kniving has a series of knives that I absolutely love, and I've wanted one for a long time. And this isn't the one I ordered, but I've been thinking about ordering one of these. They did some leather stacked knives, and they're laminated steel. They're VG10 core. They're Rockwell 59. They're just a really cool belt knife. And they make bigger ones. They make smaller ones. I went with the kind of mid-sized one. It's got 200 millimeter length blade for those of you that care about the metric system. That's about 7 3/4 for everybody else. Just a cool knife. I mean, great little, chop up some kindling and, split a pelvis, whatever you need to do.
I've almost bought one of these knives before.
Aren't they cool?
Times. Yeah.
It reminds me of a fancy cold steel Trailmaster.
Yeah.
Which was another pick that I thought of a lot and I almost went with, but I'm pretty sure we've talked about that before.
Yeah, I've got me one of those.
Oh, yeah. I think everybody has a cold steel Trailmaster.
Mm-hmm.
I think mine is in the backseat of Ben's Crosstrek. Like in the seat.
Mine is in my truck.
Yeah, great knife. But this NL2L Odin, it's the leather stacked Falk kniving. Not super keen on the name. That's a mouthful, but what a cool knife, the Odin.
You just call it the Odin. That's you skip all that whole horseshit with acronyms.
Well, there's like a whole bunch of them though. But yeah, this is the 7 3/4 inch blade Odin. It's almost like the cold steel Recon size. But yeah, I figured that would be my version of a camp knife. Do all stuff.
That thing's up in that 1/4 inch zone, 6.5 millimeters. That's pretty thick.
Yeah. No, they're stout, dude. Falk kniving makes a great knife too. I mean, I don't know if you guys have had any of the F1s or any of their stuff, but the A1, they're hardcore survival knives. They are work horses. And this is just kind of their pretty version.
Yeah.
Is F1 their injected molded one? Is that?
It's like got a rubberized handle.
Okay.
The tang goes all the way through, so you can bash stuff with the back of the tang.
Yeah, that one's
Like
been on my list that I've wanted for a long time. Mothers are like, oh, which one can I get?
They're great. I've had them. I don't have one now. I think I gifted it to my brother, one of my cousin's husband, and dude, they're a great knife, and they're not priced crazy.
It was between that and a tiger shark. I ended up with a tiger shark.
That's a good pick too.
Shitty handle.
Yeah, check out the Falk knife and stuff. They've got cool stuff. I really like their designs.
I was looking at the picture and I'm like, is this line I'm seeing, is this a convex or am I seeing the laminate? But
So you're seeing the laminate, and it is convex.
yeah, it's both.
That's cool, right?
Real cool.
So that's my heavy duty use knife. The other one is a custom.
Yeah.
And I ordered, I don't know exactly what I'm getting yet. I sent him a couple different things that I liked, and he's going to make some and send me a choice. But this is a Russian maker, Golovin Knives on Instagram, Ivan Golovin. And he's making some really cool small Puko type knives.
Yeah.
So I figured this would be perfect for like just doing some spoon carving around the fire, cleaning a trout, picking a splinter, whatever. It's just a small Puko style knife, and the blade length is maybe, I'm going to guess 2 inches, 2.5 inches. I would highly recommend following his Instagram. He makes some really, really cool stuff. And his Instagram is Golovin, GOLOVIN _knives. Golovin Knives.
Okay, he's not the guy I thought.
No.
I was thinking it was the guy that I sent you that, and you're like, Tom talked about him. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
That's
Afonchenko.
Alfonchenko. His
Kind of a
work
similar
is
vibe.
similar,
Yeah.
but smaller
cool.
and different. He does have some stuff that is very similar.
Yeah, to say that in that style, it's kind of a narrow band, right? But
Yeah.
in that
Oh, yeah.
modern Puko kind of look.
But he's like, if you look at the smaller ones with the ground in fullers and stuff,
Yeah.
really kind of cool.
That one you sent the link to is really, really cool. Natural micarta with that little ground fuller. That's pretty.
Yeah.
I like that
one
he
is
signed it in the
sexy,
fuller
right?
too. That's cool.
Yeah. That big pins and
Wow.
yeah.
Interesting
I really
stuff.
like
He's
his
got a-
work. Like I said, I've got something coming. Well, I will eventually. So I can't wait.
What were you going to say, Michael? Interesting stuff. What?
I'm going to send you a picture
Okay.
in here where he's got the blade. I mean, this is extra work that doesn't need to be extra work. Going into the bolster. Like sitting down on both sides through the bolster.
Oh,
which is
nice.
Oh, yeah. That's real cool.
Pretty trick.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Yeah.
If you look down below, he shows how he does that. So he basically just mills the width of the blade through that and then puts the hole through.
Yeah, I don't
So it
think
all sits in.
but to me, it's, just
It's a
different.
nice touch.
Yeah. It also, it's going to eliminate any, thought of there being, no fit, as you're trying to fit a tang and not have it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's down in there. No lights going through that.
Yeah, take a look at his whole page. He's got some really good stuff. They're small, which is cool. I like small fixed blades a lot, and his stuff just really speaks to me. But yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah. Good pick.
Sean, what do you got for your belt?
All right, for my belt knife, I'm keeping her here in Ohio, and I went with a Bussy Team Gemini Ultralight Brigade.
That's a spirit.
Ooh, yeah.
And
Now we're talking.
yeah, well, it's their ultralight. It's not like a lot of Bussies. It's not 1/4 inch stock. It's only 0.2 stock. And they've been, let me snag this picture and send it to you guys. They've done so much to lighten it. It's really cool. There's a lot of like I-beam type of work going on in.
Oh yeah, all
I
skeletonized.
see that.
Yeah.
That's real cool.
And just a good looking knife, like a really nice looking knife. And it's a bussy, so you know it's going to perform.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, 427.
Do which?
What's the price? I was looking at the price. 427.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. It's like this really goes back to like old school wants and needs. Not needs, wants.
Yeah.
And be like, I can't afford that.
Have you ever handled one of these, Sean?
I haven't handled an ultralight, but I've handled this model.
Yeah, I haven't handled the ultralight either, but this model feels great.
Yeah, super comfy.
Feels like you could conquer the world with it.
With that big palm swell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
chop everything in to pieces.
That palm swell goes both directions, looks like. Right? It's like a bulge in the center.
Yeah.
It goes out to the sides and to the top in profile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, man. I mean, just a good looking knife. You know it's going to perform. The Infi steel's good stuff. It's coated, so you ain't got to worry about it rusting, really.
Yeah.
And it's an ultralight, so it's a little thinner. You'll get a little more cutting performance out of it. Which, I mean, even their thick knives, man. Their thick knives cut good.
They chop. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I miss having the boozy people at Blade. I was always
man.
so interesting, and it's always good to talk to Jerry and the team there. I wish they would come back, but
Well, there'd be like, people would be upset and be like, oh, what, you guys don't like excitement?
Right.
Yeah, that really sucks.
yeah,
Yeah.
having enthusiastic people come to the show. Wow,
Oh, man.
screw that.
Suck.
That's the first thing I thought of when I pulled this picture. I'm like, I was almost said, hey, that's a knife worth fighting over a t-shirt for.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Gotta get at the trough.
That fucking crowd is awesome. Was back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Man,
Sean.
I'm a grown-up.
Yeah.
I can afford a bussy, you know?
You can.
It's
you deserve
crazy.
it, Birch.
Well,
Dude,
it's like some of the
20
stuff,
years
you know,
ago, we didn't have any money, man.
Exactly.
You know, it took me forever to get the bussy that I had. I had a swamp rat and a bussy and stuff like that, but it's like, man, I had to trade and sell and be like,
Sweat.
I'm a grown-ass
Hustling.
man.
Yeah, I made, I don't know how many sheaths for those Game Masters, and I never kept them because I couldn't afford them.
Yeah.
The knives, I would make the thickness changed all the time. So I would have one of the ones that would come out, and I'd make 20 or 30 sheaths, and I'd sell them, and then I'd sell the knife and get the next one.
Right.
That's what I love and hate about this podcast is this right here, this sort of stuff. You know, like, I can afford that.
All right. Tomorrow we're all buying bussies.
Yeah.
Podcast meeting tomorrow, picking bussies out.
You guys ordered your Randall this month?
Ooh.
You guys should be ordering a Randall every 4 months.
Yeah.
4 months, I think, is it? 3?
I need to.
Man, I don't even sometimes realize a month is changing over.
Dude, I don't realize the year is changing over.
Right.
Uh-uh.
You know what I need, Tom, is a 4.7 fighter. If you ever get a slot that you're not ready for, let me know.
Dude, just put one in right now. Order one.
And then forget about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's $50. That's it.
Yeah, I probably should. That's what you told me last time I said this to you a year and a half ago, and I would have had one halfway there by now or something.
Well, not quite, but
Okay.
But yeah. You can handle my 4.7 if you come down.
Oh.
That's naughty.
Yeah, and the Kronk. He's just lining up shit to rub in.
Ouch.
Which one?
Oh,
Oh,
solid motherfucker. Nice.
That guy.
That had to burn.
I am getting one of these bussies, if only so that I can get the nuclear meltdown treatment. That's what I am primarily after.
Mm-hmm.
As
I
it,
don't even know what that is.
I don't either, but how could you resist it?
I mean, it seems like you'd have to.
Yeah.
Actually, it works, man. It's where they round all the exposed
Soften
edges.
everything up. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it totally makes sense. It's just like an awesome marketing name.
Oh, yeah. Well, dude, I mean, now Jerry makes a great knife, but he is a fantastic fantastic marketer.
Yes.
There ain't no
100%.
two ways about that.
Yep.
Hey, Jerry, if you hear this, come back to Blade, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And bring back a satin jack.
And the game wardens. We need game wardens. I'd buy that right now.
Damn, we're knife nerds.
Super dorks. Super dorks. Okay. That was...
Now, hold on.
Oh.
I've got a second pick.
Yeah, bring it.
Oh.
Yeah, now, man, thought I would be remiss without some kind of bushcraft knife. And I was like, well, man, I've talked about Moras a little bit before because, I mean, Moras are kind of my go-to for something like that because they're inexpensive, they work. Yeah, they're great fucking knives. But, we don't want to retread that same ground over and over. So I found the Benchmade 200 Puko.
Mm.
Look at that.
Yeah, and it's Benchmade's take on a, fairly traditional-looking Puko done in 3V, nice rubberized handle, nice belt sheath. Benchmade quality. I'd take that guy for a spin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks pretty comfy.
Yeah, for real.
For sure. Yeah, that's like a no shit all business, right? With the rubber handle, with all that super gription texture going on, checkery stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, dude, what more could you ask for out of a camping knife? Really?
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
that's
I like
real
that.
cool.
Speaking of Moras, though, there's so many different Moras. It's crazy, Sean. You could pick a different Mora every day of the month.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But I always pick the same one.
Does it not come with it's got a slot in the sheath for a ferro rod, but does it not come with one?
Probably not. I stopped including them with mine. I'll provide a ferro, a fire steel loop on the sheath, but you got to get your own.
Too expensive these days.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, they have gotten expensive, and there's several different options, and invariably, whichever one I had, they wanted the other one, so I was just like, Amazon has them.
Yeah. Just a casualty of the Tom Crine Knives cost optimization program. I totally get it.
Yeah. That's exactly
No,
right.
I don't blame you. That's a good looking knife, Sean, and it's in the Sean Kendrick approved, cha-ching, registered trademark, CPM 3V.
Finest kind, I'm telling you.
That's right.
So you got me curious now. Which Mora do you get?
Dude, the standard fucking bushcraft one in the shitty injection molded sheath. I don't even know the name of
The
it.
wood
I've got
handle
like 5
or
of them.
injected handle?
Injected handle.
Yeah.
And now Monkey Edge just put up a Winkler belt knife. Exactly.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but with the serrated front.
Ah.
It's like he's listening.
Brady has us under surveillance?
Mm-hmm.
He might.
We haven't even published yet, though.
I know. That's the weirdest
freaky part.
part, huh?
Yeah. He's intercepting
But
our internet transmissions.
But I know every one of us had Facebook inundated with Leatherman today.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, man. It's the Mora Basic 511 Military.
Yeah, the 511's a great knife.
Nice.
Dude, it's a $10 knife that actually fucking works.
Yeah, right.
Dude, they
right.
work great. I bought about 10 of them a while back. They were on sale, and I had the red 511 in every single car like toolkit.
No, actually, I got a companion too. The companion's pretty nice.
I've been playing with the Mora 2000. That's a great knife with the compound, the dual grind. So it's got a Scandi, real thick Scandi at the back, and then it thins out to a flat grind almost up front. They're actually pretty cool. It's like a $30 or $40 version, but yeah.
You guys are out here burning up all your future picks. Keep talking.
Oh,
Kidding.
that is an interesting one.
They're really nice. I've got a couple of them. You should give it a try.
Nice handle too.
Burning up our picks. Not to worry.
Not to worry. The world is vast, my friend. I did not even know that Benchmade made a Puko, Sean.
I didn't either until I got to looking around.
I wonder if they still do. It says out of stock. I wonder if that's like an older model or if they still kind of have it in the lineup.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw it and I liked it, and that's as far as it went.
That was all that matters. You can find one. That's for damn sure.
I know people.
Looking. That's right. Okay. So that was that's the tail end of belt knives, right? We got a ways to go, man. We got to keep moving fast here. We got to pick up the pace. All
right, we can do that. What you got for your pack, Mark?
Pack. I got two. I got one, but I got kind of a backup that has to be mentioned. Because I do not need to be emotionally detached from my picks. I am not in a chud scenario. I can bring super badass things that I have love for. Ooh. So I picked a Burt Foster Kukri style camp knife.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that thing.
Nice.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Just look at it.
So, ironically, as I went down the Mastersmith list to find somebody to build me a knife, it was Burt Foster or Jason Knight, and you picked Burt Foster, and I think we talked about Jason Knight, so I was like, oh, dang it.
Yeah. 100%, if we hadn't talked about him, I would have picked Jason Knight too, but and I came across this picture, I'm like, oh shit, that's hot.
This is a great pick.
Yeah.
Ooh, hot.
Burt Foster's the man. I mean, that's all there is to it.
He's a badass knife maker.
God, he's so good.
Yeah. And there's actually a number of camp knives, a huge number of camp knives that he's made that I was able to find pictures of. I'm a sucker for that Fuller. So this one, to describe it for the kids at home, wood handle, huge Fuller running down the side. Got what I would call what would you call that, Sean? A light kukri shape to it. It's got a little recurvy thing with a little belly. Yeah. Such a beautiful, beautiful knife. Real pretty sheath too. So
yeah, I love it. Burt's one of those guys that I don't really know, and I feel like I would love to hang out with sometime. He seems like a really solid guy, and he makes a lot of knives.
Yeah. Yep. So that one's kind of like, that one was weird because it was like, oh man, this is like a good, like knives I want to own outside of camping picks knife. Right. I would love to own that knife, right? So I had a backup pick because I was 75% sure Birch was going to pick a Burt Foster. I'm like, he's going to do it.
He didn't
because he's not allowed to be emotionally attached to what he's going to take with him. So
I ain't taking no nice shit down there, that's for sure.
I ain't taking no Burt Foster to the fucking catacombs, he said.
Fuck no.
Okay, so this was my backup pick, which also happens to be uber badass. I think it made Tom go ooh and ah.
Mm-hmm.
This is a Jimmy Fikes cord-wrapped camp knife.
Yeah, that's who I figured Birch was going to pick, but he went unemotional.
That is one of my favorite camp knives.
Is it?
Of all time. Yep.
Yeah. Such
Love
a beauty.
That thing.
So this thing, again, for the people at home, cord-wrapped handle, fancy knot kind of at the guard sort of area.
At Turk's Head?
Yeah, there you go. And I couldn't decide how to describe that blade.
It's almost like a cut-down cloud cutter, like a small camp knife of a cloud cutter with less curve to it.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a good description. You know who took that photo right there?
Yes. What's that?
Don Fogg took the photo.
Awesome.
Yeah. I thought that was really cool.
I love that blade shape, how it just kind of like swells out at the front to throw some weight out there.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Yeah.
They are made to cut. I mean, they're so, the way he made stuff, which is like he cared about his heat treat. He cared about the edge geometry, cared about the steel, the comfort, everything. So effective, but also beautiful as hell.
Yeah.
I feel like you could just snap cut bamboo with that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Just funk.
Yeah. The handle looks like it would be super comfy. And like you said, that's like chopping son of a gun right there, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was my pick and my backup pick, both super badass customs. So, hey, you're going to go camping in Hawaii, you're going to spend a chunk of change. I'm going to go take some sweet shit with me.
Yeah, you're already out like $15,000.
That's all right. That's all right. I'm worth it, Michael.
Yeah.
And I am emotionally attached, and I don't even own these pieces.
What kind of crap are you going to take, Michael? You're not going to be attached to.
We talk about RMJ a lot, but
yeah.
This is the only choice that I had. RMJ loggerhead. I specifically went looking for something, a breaching type tool.
Yeah.
I wanted a hammer on the back.
Yep.
And almost I found that Spyderco has a weird hawk that I didn't realize they ever did. But it was a little small for what I wanted, and it didn't have this type of robustness that I wanted. So this one is like it's a L13. It's a 13-inch version of their 15-inch loggerheads, what it says. So it's a little bit smaller, but I bet I could knock out a lock on a door. I bet whatever I needed to get through and into or out of, I bet I could. And that's why I had to go with that. And I don't even have substitutes because this is what I need.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's badass.
Yeah. Little tiny hidden handle in the back.
I was just looking at that. That's real cool.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I have one of these.
Oh.
Well, Ryan came to visit,
Mm-hmm.
and he gifted me. I'm pretty sure it's one of these.
Really?
One of the loggerheads. It may not be this exact one, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I've got.
Well, I mean, if I have to use the bigger one, then can I borrow it?
Sure. Well, no, you're going to cut me loose,
Right.
bro. I'll carry
Come
it. How about
on.
that?
It's way
That's
easier to not be emotionally attached to yours than it is to one that he actually owns. Okay, pal? Let's just get this straight.
He's
One
taking
of us
friends
needs-
he's not emotionally attached to also. Jeez.
If we separate the tools, we can have a pretty robust and pretty nice selection. We just
Right.
need one breacher. We can have some other stuff.
And we are.
Take it easy with the our tools bit there.
Tom's already made it clear he'll carry all the heavy shit. That's fine.
Yeah, load up.
That's
I don't even need a gun. He'll have 5 on him.
What's that?
Don't even need a gun. You'll have 5 on you.
Right.
Yeah, got a couple.
All right. No, this is a great choice.
Perfect pick. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually forgot. I did pick some axe type things, but I'll circle back to them at the end. Keep going.
Yeah. So that's all you got, right, Michael?
Yeah. No substitutions, man.
Okay. Yeah, I did the same thing. I got one pick.
No way.
For my pack, yeah. I went with one that I actually own. It's a Liam Hoffman double bit axe. So it's not one of the hatchets. It's the actual full-size axe. And I love a double bit axe. Everything about it, it's my go-to axe. If I'm going somewhere out and about, it goes in my car. A full-size axe is a lot different than a hatchet. If a log goes down or I need to cut some actual wood, that thing, I can cut through some serious wood in a very short amount of time.
Well, there's also the aspect if you don't know how to use it, maybe stay away.
Of a double.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
You can
Go with a single
yourself
bit.
up.
If you don't know how to use one, go with a single bit. I've grown up using axes. I've cut down I don't know how many trees. I'll be honest. I think an axe is safer than a hatchet. Most people don't actually know how to use a hatchet properly, and it's really easy to swing one of those right into your knee or shins.
That's what I'm talking about. Bounce right
It's
off the
really
side of it. You don't know how to. I don't know. They're just. I'm not saying don't go buy one, but do some common sense stuff with them.
Yeah. Learn
Right.
how to use them.
Yes.
Here's a funny story. Happened with one of Liam's axes. I'll make it real quick. My cousin, and I may have told you guys this, and
I think you told us this story before.
yeah. So I'm at church. Our church is out in the country. There's trees out there. It's kind of dark. We were having a game night or something. And my cousin's there, and he's about 15 years younger than me. Grew up on a farm boy. I told him about this new Liam Hoffman axe I got, and he's like, "Oh, can I see it?" And so yeah, we pop open the back of the car, and I show it to him because it was there. And he's handling it, and he's like, "Dude, do you mind if I give this a little try? I'd love to cut down a tree with it." I'm like, "Sure, let's go out in the woods." So we go out there, we put some lights out, and get a nice area cleared away. First stroke he takes, he kind of bounces it off the tree weird and about sticks it in the ground. And he takes a few more licks and it's cutting good. And I thought he was going to cut the tree down, but he made a couple licks and he was like, wow, that's really good. And I'm like, well, you going to finish it? And he's like, no, I can tell it cuts good. And we walk up and talk for about 5 more minutes and walk to the cars and talk for a couple more minutes. And we're supposed to meet at my brother's house for game night. We're going to go over there and play games. Never shows up. Ever. Never shows up. Won't answer texts, won't answer calls. We find out the next day, his mom basically is an emergency nurse that I worked with for a long time. He called her over to the house. When it glanced off the tree, he stuck it in his foot.
Yeah.
Went smooth through his cowboy boot, went right into his foot. He got real lucky and just got like 20 or 30 stitches and nothing damaged permanently. But it can happen fast, and he didn't want anybody to know. He was mortified. And I guess he went home and he took off his boot and it was just like full of blood.
I bet.
He freaked out.
Yeah.
I'm good.
He spent the night in the emergency room. Yeah, the funny part is, he stood and talked without doing any kind of care for 15 minutes probably.
Yeah.
He was probably like, wrap this up, Tom.
Right. I'm going to fucking bleed out over here, buddy. Yeah.
Oh, it was so funny.
Oof. Yeah, I remember that story from before.
They will damage you if you don't take care.
Yeah.
Yeah. Them glancing blows will get you every time.
I had high confidence Tom was picking a Liam Hoffman for this category. I knew it was coming.
I knew some sort of.
That's his fate.
I just about had to.
Yeah.
I mean, for full-size axe, there ain't too many other people doing anything like he's doing. So, and I love that double bit. It's not the heaviest one he makes. I've got one of his farm axes now that is massive. Like, you feel like Paul Bunyan if you're swinging it.
Nice.
But those heavy axes can do some work. Whew. That's all I got. Sean?
For my pack, I am going to put in the Estwing leather-handled Sportsman's axe.
The classic.
Dude, it ain't nothing boutique. It ain't nothing fancy, but it fucking works.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got good geometry. You can put a hell of an edge on them. And it's a time-proven design. There's a reason they've been around so damn long.
Dude, I wanted one of these so bad when I was a kid.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
They're great. Good choice, Sean. And it's pretty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Modern classic. I mean, dude, it works. I mean, what's not to like about the damn thing?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then just using this as an excuse to buy something that I'm curious about, I wanted to get one of the Mora lightweight boron axes.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, it's got boron steel and then, kind of lightweight plastic handle, really ergonomic looking handle, nice broad head on it. And just, an axe I'd like to play around with a little bit.
Good looking piece.
It ain't bad. It caught my eye.
Yeah.
So what is the boron steel?
Dude, you tell me and we'll both know.
Huh. I love the shape of the handle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It reminds me, there was a company making a similar shaped handle with wood, similar shaped axe. What's that?
Man, are you sure it wasn't Mora? Because I think they make this same axe, same configuration with a wood handle.
That might be it. Yeah, maybe so.
Huh. Nice pick, man.
Yeah, man. I like that.
I try.
Yeah.
Seeing some stuff I haven't seen before tonight.
So before we get into the firearm part, I forgot. So I had camp knife, and then I had a couple of hatchets. This is probably robbing from a future show. One of these actually looks super familiar, this first one I'm going to send. But I think he did number these. And maybe we've talked about, I know Michael and I have talked about this, but I think maybe we talked about it on the show too. It's Rod Chapel Hatchet.
Oh, yeah.
Did we see this before, this exact piece, Michael? Or did he, what was the discussion? Did he buy axe heads and reuse them or something, or re-grind them?
There's some, I don't remember though. We didn't see this one, I don't think.
And I've seen this one before.
It seems extremely familiar.
If it was in my research, and this conversation seems vaguely familiar.
What's happening right now?
Yeah, deja vu, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody was doing that though. Somebody was getting axe heads and putting their handle on it.
Yeah.
But I don't remember if that was
This head's very Rod Chapel, so it's been reworked for sure. But
yeah, I don't know. But yeah, those are bitching, man. I love how ergonomic and just kind of like melt in your hand they look.
Exactly. Yeah.
The Morseth Ridge Runner was an axe that Harry. Well, actually, I think Bob did that. Bob got an axe head at Sears, I think, and basically put a burgundy micarta handle on it.
Maybe that's where that was from then.
Yeah. Yeah, this thing's
Very
gorgeous.
cool. I love everything from Rod Chapel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man.
This, for the people listening at home, it's got like Michael said, that super, like a Hershey bar that you held on to in the summer and squeezed it kind of look to it, right?
Yeah.
Just huge, deep finger groove stuff, fully
Very
polished
sculpted.
head. Down at the butt end of the handle, it's got like a capped off end that's curved in, very classic Rod Chapel style. The reason I think I saw this piece before is because I swear I've seen this same kind of setup where it has like a giant hex nut on top of the head.
Yeah.
We might have seen it at the New York show that we were at or something, Michael, or something like it.
It's highly possible.
Yeah. So I thought that was really cool. If I had to bring a hatchet, that's a pretty boutique hatchet to take on a camping trip, but hey, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I ain't going underground with that either.
No. This one is much more utilitarian, but also super collector badass.
Yeah, I would use that, and they'd be like, "Oh, what's that?" And be like, "Oh, nothing. Just."
Is that a Lyle?
Yeah, that's a Jimmy Lyle, the one I just sent. Jimmy Lyle Camp Hatchet. Look at that thing, man.
It looks like a Deathwind handle.
Yeah.
I think that's
Kind of
what
does.
Straight up.
Yeah. Yeah, such a cool piece. That was at Arizona.
That's cool.
That's
Yeah.
pretty funky. It's almost like I'm gonna make this double. Nah.
Right.
Yeah, it's really weird, right?
Yeah, it's
Thought about hammering something out. It's like, nah, I'm good.
right. Right. Like some kind of,
I'm going to make a double bit.
yeah.
Ah, damn it, I dropped it.
Right. Right. Such a cool piece though, man. I came across it when I looked on Arizona. I'm like, they gotta have some really cool hatchet, axe kind of stuff buried in there somewhere. And sure enough, I'm looking through. I'm like, yeah. Oh shit, that's cool. I better grab that.
You found it.
Yeah. So Jimmy Lyle Camp Hatchet. What a cool piece that is. We'll post pictures of all these so people can check them out. All right. Sorry for the sidetrack. I just didn't want to miss those because they're really neat. I want to share them.
No, those are good call.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, straight up.
All right. So we're on the firearm part, Tom. Is that where we are?
Yeah, what'd you decide?
So like Michael said, it's a little tricky, right? Depends on where you pick. So like, I don't know if Michael could get a gun to France. I mean, you can, but you'd have to do some.
Fuck around and find out.
You'd have to wear his new shirt.
In a perfect world, we're going to imagine that he
Right.
can.
He's got some janky rusted out Peugeot, and he's driving it in from the Czech Republic and crossing countries in the middle of the night, kind of scene to get a gun into France. But I went with, because Hawaii has very interesting gun laws, I actually went with the air rifle. Because I don't know exactly what I would need to fight against in Hawaii, but I could actually shoot while I'm there, and that'd be really fun. So I mentioned on a previous show that I had bought this new air
You could shoot
rifle.
mongooses.
Mongooses, there you go. I'd mentioned I bought this air rifle, and they have a really stubby version of it that would be perfect to stuff in a backpack or lash to the outside of it. This is an Edgun Leschi 2, so it's this same one that I bought recently. Mine has a long barrel. This actually has a really, really, really short barrel. 8-round magazine fed. I would get it in 30 caliber for this trip. Basically, it's a direct mount suppressor, or a moderator, as they call it in the air gun world.
A lead dust collector.
Lead dust collector, yeah.
Yeah.
But super, super, super quiet. These things are a riot to shoot. I would set up with a red dot because you're not going to shoot very far in Hawaii. There's a guy named Donnie there's a guy that goes by Donnie FL, Donnie out of Florida, that makes these fantastic moderators for these things. I have one on my Leschi 2, and that thing is whispery. So that's what I would set it up with. But that'd be a really neat thing. They easily stuff inside a backpack or, like I said, lash on the outside.
And they're super cool.
And also be Hawaii friendly. So kind of a weird choice, but
I dig it.
Yeah, me too.
super fun little guy. All right. So, Michael, what did you pick for your Frenchie firearm?
Well, okay. Once again, It's got to be small. It's got to be lightweight. So I had to go with a SIG P365 threaded barrel with the Dead Air Odessa 9 on it.
Wow.
Nice.
It's a very small setup. I don't want to be dragging shit around. It's going to have to be quiet in enclosed spaces. I don't want a bunch of, lose my hearing doing shit like that. And then I actually was looking into like, if I'm in some sort of, either that city or, a lot of rock, stuff like that, I was like, can frangible like bullets, can they be suppressed? And there's, I guess, a few people that make them.
Interesting.
Like, yeah. And some people say you'll get a baffle strike and whatnot, but there's some that make them.
Huh.
And basically that's just like a bullet that breaks up easily. So you don't want a bunch of bouncing around.
Yep.
But yeah, if I'm going down in the depths of that shit, I'm definitely got something on me.
Nice.
What about silver bullets? Any of those?
No, I'm not, like I said, not expecting, supernatural. Just,
I think that would work
The
either
Beast
way.
of Gévaudan.
What about that?
Silver would work on regular people too.
oh, yeah. Yeah.
And werewolves, just in case. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. Glock 43 was another, but I figured Tom would go something Glocky.
I didn't.
I was sure Birch would pick. This would be his perfect excuse to buy the Chris Vector he's been wanting.
Yeah, that'd be.
It's
Not
compact.
going with anything sentimental.
Oh, that's right.
That'd be fun, but man, those are pretty heavy.
They're pretty clunky.
Yeah, I extra small is what I was after.
All right.
I would almost have even thought like Beretta 71.
Yeah, but I wanted a cool looking gun.
Dude, you can't get much cooler than the Beretta 71, and you're picking a P365 to be cool?
Utilitarian, man.
No, you just said you wanted a cool looking gun. You can't have it both ways.
It was more important for me to shit on what you said than for me to.
I know. I'm just trying to point that out.
He needs some utilitarian. That's what he needs.
Yeah.
I do love the Beretta 71, but the 365 is a good choice.
Now, have you guys? I looked at and I've thought about some of the modular suppressors. Have you guys done any of those? Have you shot any of those? That like the 36M, you can bust it down to have a shorter stack on your pistol.
I've been looking at one of the Dead Air. I think the Wolfman is that way.
Yeah, the 9DS or 9S, whatever it is. I've actually got one in jail that's been there for way too long.
You're talking about a suppressor that's got like a stack basically where you can change the length of it?
Yeah. That's kind of gotten a little bit popular, more of a modular system of basically, make a little shorter one for your pistol, but it's going to be louder and whatever.
Right.
Or you put them all together at the range, and when you're out killing people, you...
Yeah. Chuds.
Yeah.
Defended myself.
Oh, boy.
So, yeah, that's what I'm carrying.
Okay. 365 suppressed. I liked it. Tom, what about you? This is some old school water cooler discussion shit right here. You're going to Alaska and you're bringing a handgun.
Well, I went the other way. I'm bringing a long gun and a handgun.
Yeah.
And I'm bringing something that nobody would have guessed.
Really? Okay.
So I've been playing with 300 Blackout.
Yeah.
And I elected to go with my main gun is going to be the Wilson Combat Ultralight Ranger in 300 Blackout.
Wow.
And I'll tell you why. Here it is. One, it's super light. So weight matters when you're flying in. Two, in a survival situation, this would work against two-legged prey or like wolves, bears, any of that. If I needed to hunt for food because I have to fly in, if somebody forgets to come get me, I might need some food. The 300 Blackout actually works pretty good under 150 yards. And I figured for bear, everybody runs the 220 subsonics, subsonic, right? Well, you can crank those up in the 300 blackout too. So you could run a 220 grain bullet at about 1,500 feet per second, is what it kind of looks like. And for bear up close, that seems like a great penetrating round.
Yeah,
You know?
and it looks like it'd be potent on paper at least.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you got 30 rounds and you can no recoil, put them down. You do a mag dump on a giant grizzly bear, that should work. Should
I like your
penetrate
pick,
great.
man.
What?
I like your pick.
Something different.
No, I mean, that is my favorite gun to shoot is what is it, ATXS? AXTS?
XTS. Yeah.
Yes, before it became the other one. I've got one of those in the 300 blackout, subsonic suppressed. It is the most fun gun. It's a blast.
I really am coming around to really loving the 300 blackout, and this is actually one of on the very short list I have right now. This and the Christensen Scout are two of the guns on my short list to actually get for myself.
Yeah, it's
Hopefully
stupid quiet, no recoil, and you're just like it makes you smile,
dude.
You're so
the
excited.
110 grain Barnes out to 175, 200 yards are freaking deadly on deer. My daughter-in-law hammered 2 of them within an hour.
Oh, nice.
So that's my rifle pick. For a handgun, I'm going with one that I already own. I'm sending it right now. This is a Smith & Wesson, and it's the 317 kit gun and 22 long rifle. I figure this is another gun that is a really good survival gun, in my opinion. It's an 8-shot 22 long rifle. It's really accurate. And if you're out west, ptarmigan are really easy to get close on, and you can headshot ptarmigan with this all day long. I mean, you could almost hit them with a rock or a stick, but this would work better.
Better than a stick for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like
And
that.
they weigh next to nothing.
So it's an airlight. So is this like a scandium kind of thing? Aluminum? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
They literally weigh nothing. I have the same gun in airlight and in stainless, and the airlight weighs probably less than half of what the stainless gun weighs.
Yeah. Nice.
So what did you guys think that he was going to pick? Because I had in my head lever action 357.
Yes. Some
What
kind
did
of
you
lever.
Yeah.
I was thinking 4570 with some juiced up rounds that were handled.
Oh, that's
Yep.
a good. Yep.
Yeah, I knew it.
But
And
we
you're
all thought
probably
lever
thinking
action,
a Ruger single action big bore or something.
I was absolutely convinced it was going to be a lever and, some kind of big ass honking revolver, like a 44 mag or some shit.
And
Yeah.
I just screwed it all up.
You know, after 80 episodes, you can still surprise us. You know, it's the little things, that keeps the relationship strong.
Yeah. Nice.
Well, what do you think of the actual choices I threw down?
No, they're nice.
Solid.
I already told you about my love for the 300 blackout.
Yeah.
I knew somebody would pick a Gucci AR. I didn't think it would be Tom. I don't know why I didn't think it would be Tom, but I didn't.
I don't either.
I just assumed it would be, yeah.
Well, I do love
45,
lever guns, but I
70
didn't want to be 100% obvious either.
Yeah. I tell you what,
Oh,
though,
I feel
Sean
you,
better
man.
come with something fucking crazy, cool, and not, normal.
Yeah.
Sean, with all the cool
Man,
stuff you've been
okay.
getting lately.
Would you go?
Then I'm going to disappoint you probably.
Oh, boy.
Man, I looked at this as a chance to get a 22 that I've been eyeballing for a while, and it's the Henry Repeating Arms small game carbine.
It's a cool pick. You went Tom, and Tom went Sean.
I'm going to tell you, Sean, if you come down here, you can shoot mine.
Nice. Man,
It's
I mean,
badass.
dude, I love the octagon barrel on it. I mean, it's just a nice looking little 22 for real.
Sights are great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looked it. And then I have a backup pick also.
This is a great
Since
gun.
I'm taking the boys to where my people are from and where my dad grew up, I was going to get
Oh,
a
I
Remington
forgot
Nylon 66 because my old man grew up with one, literally shot the barrel out of it.
Yeah.
Those
and
were
figured-
I don't understand why Remington doesn't make those again. Like reintroduce them. I know they went bankrupt, but those guns were freaking awesome. Everybody had them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're a good-looking gun, too.
They ran.
I just sent you one. I mean, I've been looking at this one on Gunbroker, actually.
Yeah.
They ran like nobody's business.
Oh, dude, they run like a scalded dog, and they were accurate.
That brown is sexy.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, dude, the little white diamond on it. That
that's
sets
so
the whole
real
damn
school.
thing off.
It so reminds me of a Crossman pellet gun I had when I was a kid.
It looks just like it, yeah.
Right?
But you'd see those on like the old school. I've got a bunch of the checkering books that I got from my dad.
Yeah.
And that was a big thing.
Absolutely.
I keep forgetting that you picked a more sentimental. I was thinking like some sort of sub gun, you know, PCC
Figured
fun
he was gonna
times.
Go with an AK.
No, that would have been obvious.
Right.
That's true. You got to switch it up on us. I like it.
Sean, keeping it real.
Well, man, it said camping, and to be honest with you, I'm not much of a camper. I work goddamn hard, so I ain't got to sleep outdoors.
Yeah.
All I got to do is buy this out from under Sean, enter amount.
Right.
Man, they got one sitting at my local right now, and every time I go in there, I'm like, I got to save this money. I'm already gunned up. So gunned up. We'll see, though.
You got to throw a fun one like that in there, though, every once in a while.
Yeah, you really ought to. Dude. You need to treat yourself.
Dude, oh gosh, how often do I say, yeah, you deserve it. Treat
Yeah.
yourself to death.
Give yourself
I'm not the only one.
give yourself the Stuart Smalley next time you're in there. Gosh darn it, I'm good enough.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Come on, Sean. You just call me when you get there. I'll talk you through it.
Okay. I might need a little handhold and a little coaxing.
I'm good enough. I'm smart enough. And gosh darn it, I deserve it.
I don't need to pay that electric bill this month.
Electric bill.
Hey, if there's some dude out there running a CNC on a generator, darn it, you can run the surface grinder on a generator too.
True enough.
No shit.
Yeah. Awesome. So that's the main part of the picks, right? We had kind of extras or miscellaneous.
Yeah, you had some miscellaneous. You want to run
Miscellaneous.
through the picks real quick?
Yeah, really quick at the end. Miscellaneous stuff, just the normal shit that you'd want to take. Some Arc'teryx rain gear, right? You got to do that with Hawaii because it rains like hell, especially up in the mountains, pretty much every day or all the time in that time of year. So got to have some good rain gear. Their stuff is always solid. I put down some Hoka One boots because they're like hyper aggressive and climbing around on those on the rock that's there. You really don't want to fall because it's like falling on shreds of glass. If you fall down on lava stuff, it's not good. So you want to have excellent traction. And I wasn't sure what to put down for a pack, so I picked this Mystery Ranch Terraframe pack, which looked like it would work really, really well for this kind of trip. And Mystery Ranch stuff is always really solid. So that's what I did. Drug my ass through REI and picked out some shit.
Nice. That's all good stuff.
Yeah.
Good gear.
What about you, Michael?
Well, I went on like for pack stuff. I started looking around. I didn't want a dry bag because you can't attach anything to the outside. And it looked like from photos and whatnot that there's some water to walk through, but so I don't know. I tried to find a water repellent, and what I found was actually a surf backpack.
Oh yeah.
It's a RVCA Weld 33.
Yeah.
Water repellent surf backpack. Got some outer pockets, some stuff to strap shit down to. It looked pretty handy. Not a bad looking backpack at all. And then I was thinking, shit, I need some lights, man.
Yeah, for sure.
So I originally went with the light I have, the LD42 from Phoenix, which I'm sure there's better ones out there, but I know that works and it's good. It takes double A's and just throw a bunch of them in there. So I'm stocked up, but I couldn't find a good double A headlamp, but I found a Phoenix HM65R 1400 lumen headlamp.
Nice.
I was like, damn, I bet that'd be fun as shit.
Oh yeah.
But rechargeable, batteries, all that stuff. I kind of would have liked to have kept, the same battery type, whatever.
Right.
For obvious reasons.
Yep.
But other than that, I think I pretty much, that was pretty much my extras.
Yeah, not a lot of spare USB ports or 110 plugs down in the catacombs, probably.
No, maybe some dead bodies, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Werewolves.
Mm-hmm. Run off bad energy and
They're wolves.
spirits.
I like, you're going to need a headlamp for sure, right?
Oh, yeah. Lots of batteries.
Like the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, be having like lots of lights. I would never want it to be dark.
Man.
No.
The sad part is I'm kind of excited for this trip that I'm never, ever going to do.
Yeah, me too.
Little interesting factoid, too. The people that do this, where's that page at? They had a name.
Really?
Cataphiles.
Cataphiles?
Kind of a really dirty name they gave them, but that's the name for them.
Interesting.
Explorers that illegally venture into the secret passages of the Paris catacombs.
Wow.
A tight-knit community. They rarely reveal their secret interests to the catacombs.
Interesting.
Doesn't that make you want to go more?
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Plus, it's like a disguised name. It sounds like you like kitty cats.
Yeah. The weird thing is, I was reading some about this, and they say that sometimes you'll come across other people exploring at the same time, which would freak you the hell out.
Oh, yeah.
No joke.
Yep.
Wow. All right. Totally appropriate. Sounds like miscellaneous kit for Frenchy underworld exploration.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Tom, what you got for extra stuff?
So for my extra stuff, you'd have your normal stuff, but one of the pieces of kit that I really like is Hill People Gear makes these chest bags, and I've got the heavy recon kit bag. It's really cool. It's basically got a pocket in the back for a firearm, so I could throw my little ultralight 22 in there. It's got Velcro back there, so I can put other stuff. And like what I do now is like, depending on where I am, I change the firearms out, but I've got a Glock 23 40 caliber and 2 spare mags back there, and then in the front part I've got it's got Molly and everything in there. So I've got I'm not sure if you're familiar with Blue Force Gear. They make these elastic pouches called 10-speed pouches. So I've got some of the 308 mag pouches on the front, and I've got like pistol mag pouches in the inside and on the sides and stuff. And so I can throw like the 308 mag pouch size is perfect for like the survival tins, like your Altoid tin size.
Yeah.
So and your phone will fit in there, so you can throw your phone in the front. You could have a camera if you want to film out front, or just a safe place to keep it and get to it. I keep a fire kit there. I've got a tourniquet on the front of that. On the inside pocket, I've got all my fire gear and some of the really good fire stuff that I like. K&M match cases. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them. I think they make one of the best match cases out there. And in a survival situation or camping, matches are fire is important, right? So matches are good.
Almost the most important.
Yeah, it really is, depending on the weather time. But so I really like that. The other company I really like that has really cool fire steels and match safes is Exotac, EXOTAC. I've got some of their gear in there also. They got a little ferro rod with a built-in striker and a little tinder compartment that I really like. And then a new piece of gear that I've been playing with. I don't know if you've seen it. It's called a pocket billows, and it looks like some jackass broke off an antenna off a 70s car, and it's like 3 inches long and it fits in a little thing, but it basically pulls out, and you blow on the bigger end of the antenna, right? And it really makes the volume when it comes out the small end, like 3 feet away, or 2.5, whatever, like high pressure. So when you're starting a fire and you need to blow on it, you don't have to get down there in the smoke and choke to death. You just put this, extend it, put it down there in the fire where it needs to go, and blow gently. And they work. I've been really impressed. You can get that on Amazon for like $12. It's a really good addition to your kit.
What's it called again?
It's called a pocket billows. I'll send you a link.
Sounds like a straw, buddy.
What's that?
Sounds like a straw.
No, look at it. It looks like an antenna that got broke off a 70s car.
Yeah, telescope.
I see what you got.
It works really good. That's the version I have right there, the V3 pocket billows.
Huh.
Cheap, works great. I've used it several times. My wife has used it. She's like, wow, this is the greatest thing ever. Because she's usually the one starting fires when we go camping and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, she loves that little pyro. So yeah,
Nice.
Leprechaun tells her to burn things.
Yes.
but that's the Hill People gear chest pack set up with those 10-speed elastic pouches. Man, it is the business.
Good combo. Yeah.
Yeah, carry
Nice.
your firearm and then all your survival gear. Knife. I've got my Leatherman and my DMT sharpener and little survival kit and fire kits and everything in there. And like if I'm carrying that 300 blackout, I can stick a 300 blackout mag on the front, so I got an extra mag. It's a really cool setup. It's super customizable.
Nice.
And that's it. I'm done.
Nice, buddy.
All right. What about you, Sean? What's your last little wrap up kit part?
I have two things, and they're both essentials: lifeboat matches and toilet paper.
Oh,
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Good
I'm
call.
with you on that one.
Good call.
Yeah, I ain't about to use no leaves.
Not going to happen, he said.
Funny story. When I was growing up, we would go to my granny's every summer, and one of the first times I didn't really know what poison ivy looked like.
Oh boy.
I found out fast. That was bad. I found out I was also highly allergic to poison ivy.
That sounds like a story I've got.
I hate that stuff.
Yeah, me too, man, with a passion.
Yeah.
I think my cousins knew, and they're like, "Hey, use that over there."
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, no, dude, you didn't actually use it for TP, did you?
Oh yeah, I did.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
Yeah, it was bad. It was the worst case of poison ivy I've ever got. Literally head to toe. Like I had to take
Yeah.
the medicine and all that stuff.
That's rough.
It was bad.
You also have to be aware of how crunchy the leaf is.
Yeah. Yeah. No, breakthrough technology is not what you want.
Punch through factor. Yeah.
Yep. Happened to me as a kid.
That lamb's ear is about perfect. If you can find that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you ain't got time.
No.
Bro.
That's
that
why
wasn't
you're
that
right,
far.
That's why you carry a knife. You cut your underwear off and leave it.
It's a pretty
Very-
shitty way to wrap up the episode, fellas.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. All right. Interesting episode. Fun picks. Lots of variation. I like that.
This was a fun one.
Yeah. All cool adventures too.
They're always fun, these types of episodes for us, at least.
Yeah.
I would love to hang out with each one of you on this trip.
Except Birch, because he's just going to cut your ass loose when push comes to shove.
I'm just going to be aware.
dude, you're still chud fodder. I don't care how aware you are.
Some bitch is going to shoot me in the knee, isn't he?
Yeah. He just has
got to be the
Yes.
fastest. Just got to be faster than you.
Exactly. Yep.
I'd still go.
All right. I'd go under different terms.
Oh, dude, I mean, he had me at it's illegal. So
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The New York one, reading about some of the folks that do that, that was pretty weird. Some weird stuff down there, man.
I can only imagine.
Dude, there's whole subway lines down there.
Mhm.
I've read up on that and I've wanted to do it. I may do it sometime. They actually do tours.
But I don't want to be toured
He doesn't want to
around.
go some tour, Tom.
Well, I mean, that's how you get there. And then you just,
Oh, jeez. All right. Fun one. Like you said, we always have fun with the picks episodes. I hope listeners do, but we always enjoy them. We do have a couple folks we need to thank. Our friends on Patreon. They are always there for us. We have a deep appreciation for them. That number continues to grow, which is a wonderful thing for the show. So thanks to all of you who support us through Patreon. We really, really appreciate you. George from American Metal Exchange. That high five, George. Thanks for sticking with us here for a bunch more episodes into season 5. That's great. One other thing we need to mention is a friend of ours, a USN suspect. His USN handle was USMC Grunt, and that's Nat Alvarez. And we just got word here recently that Nat has passed away, and that's a blow to the community. Nat's a super, super cool guy, always with a smile and a fun comment on Facebook, and he's very involved, or was in the Strider groups and stuff. So Nat was a good guy. He'll be sorely missed. Rest in peace, Nat, and condolences to Nat's family.
Yeah, rest in peace.
He was a good dude.
Rest in peace, SFFS.
All right. We have been doing some episode planning. We got some awesome stuff coming up. People are really, really going to enjoy. We look really forward to getting that stuff together for you folks to listen to. So thanks, everybody, for listening along with us, and we'll talk to you next time.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks all.
Take care, folks.
To learn more about our makers, you can find Tom Crine on the web at crineknives.net, in his Facebook group, Crine Knives, or in his Instagram account, at Crine Knives. For Michael Birch, check birchtreeblades.com, Facebook group Birch Tree Blade Works, or Michael's Instagram at birchtreeblades. For myself and the Raygun Bead Project, we're on the web at raygundivision.com. We have a Facebook group called Raygun Division, or my personal Instagram, at msteiner. For those interested in photos, references from the show, or some discussion about the show itself, you can find us on the web at markofthemaker.com, in a Facebook group called Mark of the Maker, or on our Instagram, at Mark of the Maker. Last but not least, the ultra cool and haunting background music we use for the show is a piece called Noir Guitar by Stevie's Amp Shack, found at the Free Music Archive and licensed under Creative Commons CC BY 4.0. Thanks for listening.